I'm meteorologist Brittany Begley. We are watching and tracking radar right now as we speak. Happening now, we have a tornado warning. This is going to be in Harris, Texas, the Harris County, but really it's going to expire at 11 o'clock. So zooming into that special statement box, here's the area of concern that we'll continue to watch. Again, this is a tornado warning. So if you live just north of Interstate 10, just north of Katy in that Cypress area, this is the area of concern. And again, that tornado warning has just been issued to 11 o'clock. So this is the area. If you live near here, we want to make sure that you are tornado weather ready. We want to make sure you are away from the windows right now. And we want to make sure that you are in a place that you feel safe, because we are anticipating some rain. It's coming down right now as we speak. Again, this is going to expire. This is Brookshire, the Cypress area. As that rain continues to come down, that tornado warning has been issued till 11 o'clock right here. This is the area of concern with more heavier rain just to the north of it. You can see it right here on Pine Island. And as we make our way up to the Magnolia, you can see that heavier rain happening right now as we speak. So looking at the velocity of that, just looking at to see if we have how the winds are right now. It looks like we're okay. Looks like we're not really seeing a lot of shear right now, but this is the area. It's zooming in near that Cypress area near 99. We'll continue to watch that for you throughout the day. Also looking at that rain, heavier rain coming down just north of that too. And here it looks like the heaviest rain. So let's see the totals for that to see how much rain's coming down right there. We were estimated at about a half an inch to an inch, but as you know, these darker shades, they produce more of that rain, and you can see it coming in right here. I'm going to see if I can get it down to street level. This is exactly where the tornado warning is. So this is a potential with the heavier rains where we could see more severe weather. So this is going to be Longberg Road right here, and right at Bartlett Road. This is the area where we're seeing the most rain happening now. This is just north of Freeman Road, where we're having heavier rain. Right inside that tornado warning, as I move to the north, you can see heavier downpours happening now. This is going to be Sharp Road, and then you can see Warren Ranch Road is the area of concern with this tornado warning, where all that heavier rain is happening. We're also watching several other special weather statements too with heavier rain happening now. Let's see if I can pull that up for us. So all the areas that you see in red, and this is going to be the areas basically up to the north of us, under that tornado watch. So the flashing light is that tornado warning that we're going to continue to watch. Everything else is going to be a tornado watch. So Brenham, you're under a tornado watch now until 5 o'clock. So that has been extended from 3 to 5. Just east of that, Grimes, we're now in that tornado watch until 5. And then if you live in the Woodlands area, this is also another area of concern that we have, that special weather statement, tornado watch until 5, as we look for that warning just south of that. So you can see, again, just near the Katy area and just south of the Woodlands, this is the area that we're going to continue to watch. So into Cypress, which has already been hit hard, as you know, on Christmas Eve, they had all the hail. Now we're seeing more rain. And the opportunity for hail looks like right here is where we're going to see if we have that hail. It's going to be Interstate 10 between Sealy and Katy. So a very busy interstate. We have that potential for hail, a hail maker right here. So this is, again, we're looking at Interstate 10, Brookshire and Patterson, just in that nook, right outside that tornado warning. We're picking up that potential again for some hail with that heavier rain happening right now as we speak. And then that tornado watch is up to the north. So let me see if I can pull this up here. And then we're going to continue to watch that rain come down. I think it's going to start to get busy around that 12 o'clock hour up until that 4, where we're going to see that potential for not only heavier rain, but gustier conditions. You can see that line we've been watching, bringing more severe weather to the Austin area, up into Dallas. You can see that Waco. They're looking at those watches and warnings. And then we have the tornado watch, basically Huntsville into the Woodlands area with our tornado warning. So just setting up for a very active weather day. And you can see this line of showers and heavier rain really starting from El Campo, just right there, to the east of El Campo, and then making its way up to more severe. So you are probably hearing the thunderstorms happening now and that rain coming down. This is going to be El Campo, just east of that into the Wharton area, really hugging that interstate. It's kind of where I'm seeing that. Kendall into Beasley, Wallace, Rosenberg, and then into Katy, where we get to our tornado warning that we're looking at right here, and it looks like we have a little bit of hail. This is going to be near Brookshire and Interstate 10, or just north of that. That's where we're seeing that hail. And then the heavier downpours, again, with this storm, you can see near Cypress, that 99 corridor right here. And then the heavier is going to be the darker shade. So again, we always say we want to be weather aware. We want to make sure that we are away from the windows right now as we speak. As that heavier rain comes down, 290, you're probably hearing that, 99, getting down to, let's see if we can get right to your neighborhood. I'm going to get to the heaviest amounts of rain because that's going to be the areas of concern. So we have Sharp Road. So if you live near Sharp Road, not only are you in that tornado warning happening now until 11, but you can see the heavier downpours happening right there. So Sharp Road, Katy Hockey Road, let me see, and then you can see just up to House Hall Road, and then right there to Grand Parkway South, things start to slowly die down, but it seems like the heaviest is going to be right near Freeman Road, and then as you make your way up to the north, those downpours are coming. Let's see if we can time it out for you, the storm, the cell right here, and see where else we need to be prepared, because you can see that line again is coming from Huntsville, making its way just west of the Woodlands into that tornado warning at Katy and Interstate 10, and then just south into El Campo. Those are the areas of concerns, but let's time it out for you because I want to make sure everybody is prepared. Let me just double check. I want to see the direction of the storm. You can see it's slowly moving its way again to the east. So with that being said, let's see if we can time this out for you to make sure not only in the Katy area and just north of that near Cypress that you are prepared, but really going to be everybody else where this storm could go, because it looks like it's headed towards the east over here. So taking a look at Katy, let's pull that out. Of course, I'm going to go all the way up to the Woodlands area and see if we can get that. Okay, so here's where we're looking at. And this is what I want to make sure that we are prepared with this storm. We have the tornado warning. Again, this is going to be just north of the Katy area into Cypress. And then here's our timing for what to anticipate. Buc-ee's, we can see heavier rain for you at 11:07. This is going to be just after, hopefully, that tornado warning expires. Then we're going to Tomball at 11:19. Tomball High School, 11:19 as well. Spring High School, we're looking at 11:28. Six Flags Splashtown at 11:28. The Woodlands, which is under a tornado watch, not a warning. Woodlands area is 11:29. Spring 11:30, and Woodlands High School 11:30. So if everything holds together, it would be making its way into the Cypress area at 11:07, and then you can see as it moves to the east a little bit, we get to the Woodlands High School by 11:30 as we wait for this tornado warning to expire. So this is the primary area of concern, but it's really going to be the heavier downpours coming down. Let me see if I can see as I move that just a little bit. Let's check and see if we have any lightning coming down, because we already saw the heavier downpours coming down where we have our tornado warning, but let me get that lightning counter on. Let's see if we can kind of get a little, yes, look at that. Take a look at your screen. So that really intensified. I mean, we've been watching this behind the scenes, and I'm telling you, it just went like that with the intensity. So 306 lightning strikes. I'm going to zoom into where we are with that tornado warning to see exactly where all that activity is, where we're hearing that lightning, because it looks like it's right here in that cluster that we're going to see the most activity. And if you live in these neighborhoods or these roads, if your house is near these roads, these are the areas I really want to make sure that we're prepared and that you're weather aware and that you're inside, again, away from the windows as we plan for this tornado watch. This is going to be their 99. As we look at it going into the Cypress area, we'll continue to watch the heavier rain and the lightning, those lightning strikes now. And this swatch that I'm showing you right here where we have that tornado warning, it looks like we have 70 lightning strikes as it slowly makes its way to Tomball at 11:19, Six Flags Splashtown at 11:28, the Woodlands at 11:29, Spring at 11:30, and the Woodlands High School, if everything holds together, at 11:30. But heavier downpours and the lightning, it just seems to be 290 and 99. That's where we're having all the activity. Zooming in just a little bit tighter. Here we go. All right, here are the house names. I want to make sure right down to that neighborhood street, we are working to make sure you're prepared. Jack Road. If you live near Jack Road, I want to make sure that you are tornado ready. Just you're probably hearing the heavier downpours, lightning happening right now at Katy Hockey Road. Howie Road, West Road, we're seeing it for you too. Sharp Road. That seems to be the area of concern of where at least the most activity, the heaviest downpours and the lightning There we go. So Sharp Road, it looks like Sharp Road kind of makes a right into a left, but that's the area where we're getting all of the downpours. And then Katy Hockey Road, you're gonna see it. And then we're looking up to the north right here, that Katy Hockey Road. That's where we have it. Peak Road, making its way slowly to that Peak Road, those downpours right there. But overall, it's that tornado warning that we're concerned about as we take a look at that. Taking a look at the total lightning strikes, as we take a big view of just Houston area, we're looking at about 250 lightning strikes. So this intensity right now is building, and it really seems to be focused right near, obviously, that tornado warning, the Woodlands, just west of Bush. That's where we're seeing a lot of that activity. And the heavier downpours, gustier conditions, we had that potential, and lightning. But when I think about the warning, it's definitely Cypress. Look at that, 99, just west of that we're seeing it. Yeah, that special weight. So Cypress, as we zoom in again to that tornado warning, that has now been, it's still looking at 11 o'clock, expected to expire. But you can see all that lightning coming down right now as we speak, and the heavier downpours. Now, that white box that you're looking at, that's just a special weather statement, just saying that we have that severe weather, that potential for that severe weather. But as we get really tight into where the tornado warning is, I mean, I wanna go right into street level, so I can make sure that we're naming all those streets. It's gonna be Cypress at 99. You can see it right there. Grand Parkway South, heavier downpours making it to your house right now. And then we have the lightning, again, Katy Hockey Road. You can see right there, those darker shades. So not only are you in that tornado warning, but those darker shades showing that potential again for those downpours. And then you can see the lightning right here. So let me step out. So 47 lightning strikes, Katy Hawk Road, as you make your way in to south, right here, Longing Broad Road, and then Pitts Road. That's kind of at the tail end, but all the activity is right here. And then it looks like when I pulled it up, so Katy Hockey Road, and then as we make our way up to the north, Grand Parkway South, you're seeing the heavier downpours, the gustier conditions, and the lightning happening now. Now, just outside this box, outside the tornado warning, we have a special weather statement just saying that we have that potential for severe weather. And you can see those heavier downpours. Sharp Road, Jack Road, moving all the way down to the south to Freeman Road, right at that edge, but really all the activity right here, again, is gonna be lightning, about 39 lightning strikes, but this is a very small area, even though it looks big on the screen. Those downpours, the lightning happening now, and the heavier amount of rain. So that's gonna be our primary concern. We want you to stay inside, of course, but really we're seeing those heavier rain throughout the area, starting up to the north. Here's another cluster. Let's look at that and see what rain's coming down in those gustier conditions, the lightning storms, and the heavier rain. So looking at this, Magnolia, Stagecoach, you're seeing it. There's some more heavier downpours. So up to the north, as we get down to your neighborhood street, we're looking at Montgomery, where we have, again, this now the red shades that you're seeing. This is actually a tornado watch. It's expected now to expire at 5, so that has been extended, and you can see that heavier rain coming down. This is Montgomery, all the way into Magnolia. We have the lightning strikes, lightning counter picking up about 34, but let's get into those darker shades, because originally we thought we'd get a half an inch to an inch of rain, but it looks like these darker shades, as you know, they had that potential to produce heavier downpours, not to mention we have to think about how saturated our soil is from all the rain that we've had, the thunderstorms and just severe weather we've had the past couple of days. So with more rain, it now becomes a concern of flash flooding. So if you live up to the north, you can see as we get down to street level for you, you are hearing this is gonna be Jackson Road up to the north. This is portions of the Gary area. We're seeing that near Sandy Hill Road. You're having the lightning strikes, Hale Drive North, lightning strikes for you. Again, heavier downpours is gonna be Jackson Road. And as we make our way up to Spring Gary Road, we're seeing it. So this is the second area of concern, not in terms of, it's a special weather statement, but just those heavier downpours as we make it our way to the south. You can see Todd Mission. They're getting that heavier rain. If you live on Rice Road, Joseph Road, ooh, like right here, it's just east of Joseph Road. We have that heavier rain for you too. Village Lake Drive, Magnolia, Gorse, that's the concern for us, the Karen area, and then Gary. So that's the second area we're seeing a lot of rain, 22 strikes up to the north. If you're just joining us, we have a tornado watch and warnings. The primary concern, again, is going to be that warning that we have in this red box. We want to make sure that you are tornado ready. We're having heavier downpours in an area that's already been hit hard throughout the week. And now we're adding additional rain and thunderstorms. So looking at our special weather statement, this white box and this red box, what we're looking at right here is just going to be that lightning counter. So we're at 88 right now. So the intensity really hasn't stopped. We're expecting this to expire again at 11 o'clock, but we are waiting for that intensity to die down, which it hasn't. We're now up to 90. Heavier rain, thunderstorms coming down, heavier rain, the lightning right there. Yes, Cypress, 99, we're seeing that. And then we're gonna see heavier rain just on the outer boxes of that too. So that's our big concern as you make your way out. We want you again to stay indoors. You can see Interstate 10 near Katy. We have heavier downpours coming near the interstate now. Not as heavy as up to Cypress, but still it's gonna be heavy. Let me just pull that off real quick. Okay, it's gonna be heavier downpours. Cypress, where our tornado warning is located. Again, we're now moving at 99 and 290. This is a pretty major intersection where we're seeing the downpours, the lightning happening now. Yep, right there. Northeast Freeway, Grand Parkway South. You're hearing the rain, the thunderstorms. House Hill Road, Katy Hockey Road, West Road, Katy Hockey Road. I know that's a long road. Pitts Road. Again, this is where the downpours are coming, the lightning, the gustier conditions. We have the potential for gustier conditions right now as we speak. And I just want to fast forward this and we'll go ahead and time it out again for us. So looking at it moving, all right, to the east. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we have our special weather statement and our tornado watch, which I'm hoping will expire here shortly. But in the meantime, I want to go ahead and plan that out for you so that we are all prepared at least for the next 30 minutes. And then we have more rounds of severe weather headed our way, or that potential. I think it's going to pick up around noon and really stick around till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock hour, and hopefully moving out by 4 o'clock. But for the next couple of hours, it is going to be busy for us, that potential. More severe weather is right outside of our door, outside of our viewing area, but we're now getting that too. So Cypress, tornado warning. Again, this is until 11 o'clock. And then as we take a look, I'm going to plan out the next 30 minutes of where this lightning, the heavier gustier conditions, the more severe weather could head our way. So if you live near the Buc-ee's in this area, which is a very popular gas station, a lot of people out there, we're always out there for severe weather. 11:16, Cypress, this storm moving your direction at 11:17. Tomball, 11:37. Tomball High School, we're looking at 11:37. Spring High School, 11:52. And then Six Flags Splashtown, we're looking, if everything holds together, at 11:53. So this flashing lights that you're seeing, this is the tornado warning. Again, we want to make sure you are tornado ready. Is moving up to the northeast just a little bit by Tomball High School, again, 11:37, Six Flags Splashtown, 11:53, as we continue to track that lightning. And it went from, and you probably remember this, 90 to 100. So that intensity, we want it to go down. That hasn't happened yet. And especially it's expected to expire again in the next 5 minutes. We'll see if that happens or they extend it, because we have this cell right here with the heavier rain. And then you can see just down south, Katy into the Wharton area. We have the line of showers, the thunderstorms. I'm not picking up as much lightning in that area, but we'll pull it up closer just to get down to the street name, because you're still seeing that heavier rain. It really hasn't. There we go. Okay, so looking at Orchid, you can see that right here, the heavier rain coming down East Bernard into the north full shear, just heavier rain coming down. So there's no special weather statement issued for you yet, but it just shows that intensity of the thunderstorms that we have. So not showing lightning there, it just really starts to pick up, of course, of that special weather statement, Brookshire, Patterson, the Katy area, and then where we have our tornado warning, you can see our lightning strikes. This is basically where all the activity is right here. So it's moved up just a little bit since we got on air at the 11:30 hour. So let's see. Yes, it's starting to slowly move to the north, and you can see that. So Zooming in, you can see the heavier downpours, again, are going to be the purple shades, the lightning strikes, but I'm going to get down to the roads so we can get very specific hyper-focus right there. Northwest Freeway, you can see it right there, and then Grand Parkway South, heavier downpours for you. Home Road, we're seeing that for you. This is our main concern. So Grand Parkway South, and then Southwest Freeway West, you can see that here, and then we're looking at Mason Road. We have those heavier downpours. We're also looking at the lightning strikes, which not as bad in this shot, at least not near the Northwest Freeway West as we make our way up to Manson Road. That's not showing a lot of lightning, but it's just producing the heavier downpours in that area right where that tornado watch is. And then we were looking at earlier the hail to see if we can get the hail. There was a potential for some hail, and that was going to be at that corner of the tornado warning box. Okay, look at that. Okay, so this has changed just a little bit. So if you safely or your family can send us photos once this storm is over, we want to see that hail because we have that potential pretty much now in the entire area. So this has actually grown in the last 15 minutes. So as we're looking for hail, that's going to be that Sharp Road, right where that lightning is coming down, that potential for a hail maker. We have the Katy Hockey Road, House Hail Road. We're hearing it right there. And then we have it at the Grand Parkway South. We have that potential for hail for us too. And then Cypress Wood, we see that too with the flashing lights. So this is expected to produce some hail, and we want to see those pictures as soon as you safely can send them to us. But for now, we want you to be weather aware. Again, we're going to get tornado ready away from the windows. Peak Road, that potential for hail for you coming down. So we had, again, hail, gustier conditions. I will tell you all morning we've been at 20, 25 miles per hour. I think that it's going to be picking up, obviously, in this area where we had that tornado warning. We have about 2 minutes left, 1 minute left of this tornado warning, and then hopefully that will clear up, and then we have to watch those watches as well. Let's see if we can see any. So we look at that velocity to see if we're seeing anything picking up in terms of rotation in the box, or if it's just the heavier rain, the downpours. Yeah, you can see it's trying to make its way. Yeah, right now I think the story for us is going to be the hail and the gustier conditions, and again, making its way into the Woodlands area, but that tornado warning is just north of Katy and just south of the Woodlands. And then for our northern areas, we have our tornado watch, and that's expected to, again, expire at that 5 o'clock hour. Originally expected at 3 o'clock, but now we're looking at 5 o'clock. So when I have the velocity on, I'm looking at the formation of what we have going on. And what I'm really just seeing is the lightning, the gustier conditions, and then let's turn on that radar so we can see. Did they just make a new one? Oh, let's go check that. This is live TV, so we're just going to do it together because it looks like we have a new warning out here. So we have the tornado warning expected to expire. Again, this is going to be at 11 o'clock, or it's expected to expire, but it looks like we have something new that just popped up. So let's see. Now moving on to tornado warning. Okay, so now we have the tornado warning, and this one is extended till 11:30. So take a look at your screen. This is Cypress and the Tomball area. We have heavier conditions. Let me turn off velocity. Let me get right to radar. There you go. Heavier rain, tornado warning. So it's moved just a little bit. So now we have Cypress all the way up to Tomball, which we were just timing out for us. So we have a tornado warning. It's now been extended till 11:30. As we go on to street level to make sure you and your family are safe and prepared. It's going to be, if you live in that Tomball area, we are now looking at Tomball High School, Tomball. We're looking at Klein, just to the south of that. And then those heavier downpours, really a lot of that activity is going to be near Cypress Fields, where we're seeing that there. Seeing it, the lightning right there, Cypress Fields, Cypress Mill Parkway, Cypress Mill Estate, Cypress, Hot Wells. So looking at our counter for lightning, let's see what the intensity is, because earlier, again, we were at 90. Now looking at it, I want to see, it looks like it's picking up. It's definitely building as it moves north. We have 30 lightning strikes inside this box. So within our tornado warning, that has now, looks like it's been pushed just to the north, just a little bit. So it's gotten a little bit of bigger space. Cypress Field, Cypress Mill Park, Cypress Mill Estate, Cypress, and just on the corner of Hot Wells. Now the areas where we're seeing the most rain right in this box is going to be right here. Okay, Mason Road, you're hearing that heavier rain, the downpour is happening now. The Northwest Freeway East, we have that pocket of rain and those thunderstorms. Looks like intensity, as I zoom into just this spot, is 18. And then moving to the east, you can see Lakewood, Cypress Field, Grant Road, and then we're going to move into Grand Parkway, Self Road. This is new. This has just been added since we just checked it. So then we're going to have Grand Parkway Road, and then up to Tomball, South Cherry Street. You're now included in this tornado warning, which has been extended till 11:30. This is going to be Zion Road up to the north, East Main Street. We're seeing that, and then Grand Parkway East. As we make our way to the east, Dodwell Road right there. So this is what's been extended with that heavier rain happening now. Taking a look, see if we can see some of the gustier conditions here. The radar, velocity showing, there we go, radar, and then let's see if we can get, just showing that right here. Okay, so this is the area of concern. Getting it to radar, see if we can get some numbers for us to see what we're producing in terms of the rain totals. I know that in terms of lightning, it's been going down, building with intensity. As we go out, zoom, we'll take a look at the big picture and show you everything that's going on. If you're just joining us again, you can see it's very active today. A lot of severe weather is going to be up to the north. And we have some watches and warnings. Looking at this view I'm showing you right here, we have about 490 lightning strikes. We're watching, we've been watching all morning since we went on air basically at 6 a.m. Just this line right here in the Austin area, making its way to us. And that's where we're going to continue to watch that heavier rain, the lightning, the downpours. We're going to time it out for you. I just want to turn on radar really quick. There we go. So we're watching this line right here, which I think is going to make our way into our area in the next couple of hours. But we have this line right here already giving us heavier thunderstorms, downpours, gustier conditions, and we even started to track some hail near the tornado warning area. So Huntsville, Woodlands, just north of the Katy area, you're the areas that we're seeing the heavier rain, the lightning, especially in the Huntsville area. You can see that right here, Huntsville, and just that pocket right here. As I zoom in just a little bit with those downpours. Okay, so if you live up to the north, Montgomery County, we had that tornado watch until 5, but you can see right here all the heavy lightning happening now and those downpours coming down for you. Lightning strikes at 54. Again, this is just north of the Montgomery area. The darker shades showing the heavier rains and then the lightning. We'll zoom into street level to see if we can get down to your street to show you exactly the areas that we're seeing the downpours and the lightning coming in. If you're just joining us, we have a tornado warning and watch in effect right now until 3 and 5 o'clock. The tornado warning expected now to expire at that 11:30 hour. So we have another 30 minutes where we have these heavier downpours because it's just building. The intensity is it's not backing down. So up to the north where we're watching near that Montgomery County, it's going to be Lawrence Drive. They're having the heavier rains right now. The gustier conditions, Sarah Lane, you're seeing it right now as we have that tornado watch. And then we're going to see that Sharp Road as well, having heavier downpours. Chick Lane, we're seeing it for you. Let's map out what's going to happen for the next 20 minutes as we wait for these to expire up to the north. So I think the primary concern again is going to be that flashing red light. That's the tornado warning, which has been extended to 11:30. Looking at that, it's going to be right here at that Tomball area, that 99 corridor here. The heavier rain just north of the Cypress area into 290 near that Buc-ee's. You can see it. This is where we not only have the heavier rain right now, but we also have that hail coming down. And I'm going to time it out for you because as we started, it's actually been extended up to the north a little bit. So where would we be going next? That's where else we need to prepare. So Tomball, you've been added into that tornado warning. And then just looking at it, let's see if we can get into the Woodlands area. Okay, so Tomball High School would be 11:10 if everything moves well. In Tomball, we're looking at 11:12 where we have those heavier downpours. But I really would like to see with that, just turning that off for 1 second, I'd really like to see Tomball into the Woodlands. to see when we're going to have more severe weather. So if you live in the Woodlands area, we're just tracking the potential for heavier thunderstorms, gustier conditions, maybe that potential for hail. I know when we started the newscast off at 6, we had those wind gusts of 20 to 25 miles per hour. Now we're seeing that potential, those red boxes, tornado warning until at least 11:30, and this is really hugging the corner of Tomball, looking at that potential for the Woodlands at 11:58, and the Woodlands High School, you can see that right there at 12:03. So these will be the next area of concern. So if you live near the Woodlands, if you live near Woodlands High School, we ask that you are weather prepared, that you are away from the windows. As that heavier rain starts, you probably should be hearing it by now, at least that lightning. In that little box right here, we have about 5 lightning strikes, but a lot of that activity is going to be right here at the Tomball, Charterwood, Cypress area, 290, heavier downpours there, and that 99 corridor. That's where we're seeing a lot of that activity happening now. Looking at the big picture, you can see we have 2 different lines that we're watching. That severe weather, again, from the Dallas area making its way into us, and then the severe weather that we have right here, this line of showers. That's actually, look at the Huntsville area up to the north. You should be hearing the heavier downpours and the gustier conditions and the more severe weather. And then we can check hail because we were getting reports of hail, at least radar was picking up hail near that Tomball, Katy area. Yes, okay, so here we go. Oh, okay, let me show you a live look. This, you're just getting in right now. I'm gonna see it for the first time like you are. Take a look at your screen. You can see this came in from Quentin Lawton. We're working to confirm this, but it looks like, as you look at it, that tornado funnel, again, this is in the Katy area. So as we take a look, we are under a tornado warning until tornado warning until 11:30. And in that area, we're also in a tornado watch until 5, but take a look at your screen. So if you live in this area, we ask that you become weather prepared. Because we're seeing those funnel clouds happening right now. And so that was Katy. We just got that in. So if you have any pictures and you can send them to us safely, we would like you to do that. But otherwise, as this intensity starts to pick up, we want to just make sure that we are getting right down to the neighborhood of the areas we want to be prepared. So taking a look at the watches and warnings, again, one time we had that special weather statement. So we just saw that picture, and that was in the Katy area. So, I mean, I'm not exactly sure where that was in the Katy area, but here is Katy and here is Cypress, and you can see right here, this is where that tornado warning is right now as we speak. And then looking at the downpours are the areas where I'm seeing the most activity. I really think it's going to be that Cypress area, that 290, Cypress Field, here we go. Okay, so if you live in these areas especially, I want to make sure that you are weather prepared. Get inside, stay away from those windows. Lakeview, Cypress Mill Park, Cypress Mills Estate, Cypress, Fry Road, Northwest Freeway. This is going to be in the Cypress area that we're seeing those downpours and just the lightning. Up to the north, we're looking at School Road, Mason Road, and then we're going to look up to Grant Road. So these are the areas with the heavier downpours right now as we speak. And then we're looking at Fry Road, West Road here. We're seeing that again. So this has been extended now until 11:30. So we have about 20 minutes left. The intensity doesn't look like it's backing down any, but let's plan out for the rest of that warning where we would start to go next. Taking a look at that. And just the big picture right here, the lightning strikes, when I look at it at the big picture, the intensity just hasn't went down, and I see 2 different areas of concern. So we have that 45 corridor up to the north near the Huntsville area. That's obviously a concern. And then where our tornado warning is, where we have just showed you that. Again, we'll show it to you in just one second, that picture that we got in. Just waiting to confirm that that is our tornado, but that was in this area. We saw that picture. And we have a special weather statement in the Katy area. So again, we have several things that we're continuing to watch and track, but let's time this out for you. So tornado warning, Cypress, Tomball, this is the area of concern. Charterwood, you can see that, and it's making its way, that heavier rain, into the Woodlands right now as we speak. You can see that, the heavier rain. So timing that out, let's go all the way up to that 45 corridor for this one, just because of the intensity. And then we'll go look at the second one. So we have about 83 lightning strikes in the shot I'm showing you from Cypress all the way up to the Woodlands area. So again, one area we're watching is, as you know, the Buc-ee's. We expect storms, heavier conditions at 11:17. So that's going to be in the next 6 minutes. Tomball, 11:40. Cypress, 11:19, although some of you in Cypress are already getting that. You can see the thunderstorms. I think that's kind of the heavier place. Cypress into Charterwood. Tomball High School at 11:40. The Woodlands at 11:58. The Woodlands High School at 12:01, we're seeing that's what we're timing out for you. So if you live in these areas, we also want to make sure that you are weather prepared as we see the heavier downpours come, the gustier conditions, and as we're under that tornado warning, at least for the next 30 minutes, which has been extended, as you know, and for 30 minutes. So this is the area, the first area of concern where we're seeing a lot of the activity where we just showed you that cloud. And then let's go right to here. This is the second area we're seeing all the heavier rain. This is under a tornado watch, and this is until 5 o'clock. So there's not a warning up here. However, look how busy it is. We have those lightning strikes of 55. So just looking at the clusters of everything that's happening now, it looks like the busiest area here is going to be Montgomery. You can see that as it makes its way into the south. So let's zoom into here and see where those downpours and lightning strikes are happening. So if you live up to the north, here are other areas concerned. Again, we're under a tornado watch up to the north, not a warning, but still heavier rain, downpours coming down, and the lightning. This is going to be just south of the Montgomery area near Gary Road, and just east of that, you can see the heavier, what I'm looking for is just the purple, because that's going to show you those downpours, the heavier conditions, gustier conditions. As we make our way up to Gary, you can see it just to the east. The words are a little bit too small. Okay, Martin Road right there. You can see it, Spring Branch Road. You're seeing the heavier downpours right now. Nicholas Road right there, that's where the area where you should be seeing or hearing the heavier downloads, but I don't see as much lightning with this as we are seeing with the one in Katy area there. So clearing it out again, as we look at those special weather statements and everything happening now, we'll take a big look at the big picture. Looking here, so everything you see in red up to the north, that is our tornado warning, or watch, excuse me. This is a tornado watch, expected to stay that way until 5 o'clock. As I look at as I take a look at the big picture, when we started, we were at 300 lightning strikes. Now we're at 410, and so what I'm looking at when I see that again is just going to be the heavier lightning strikes. The intensity is still building at a 408, so it's not going down. It looks like it's actually building. And that's probably why they extended that tornado warning in that Katy area into Cypress, into Woodlands. This is what we'll continue to watch throughout the day to see exactly what happens. Ladies in the back, will you show me that picture again? I would love to see that. We're doing this live, and we want to make sure you're prepared, but we're going to give you just a live look at everything happening now of that we're getting in. Take a look at your screen. So this thank you so much. So this is that Katy funnel cloud that we're working to confirm that from the National Weather Service. But you can see right there the dark clouds as it comes down in Katy or near Katy. I don't know exactly address, but just looking at our maps again, we have the heavier downpour. Okay, yes, perfect. Show me this too. Thank you so much. We're going to do this live. We want to make sure everybody is prepared. Take a look at your screen. Thank you so much for showing this. This is the Katy Freeway at Pin Oak. If you look in the corner of your screen, it's just showing you how dark it is in some areas. So it sets up the tone that, yes, we are looking at severe weather. We obviously see people driving. They're not as close, but this is not the time to be on the roadways if you don't have to be, even though it looks dry in this shot, which is the 10 Katy Freeway at Pin Oak. You can see the sky setting the tone of everything that is happening now. So let's come back to the maps. Let's make sure we are prepared. We're gonna just go ahead and reset as more people join us and that you are prepared. Of course, live TV, we're gonna get this done for you. Heavier downpours, gustier conditions, and about 413 lightning strikes. So the intensity keeps building. This flashing light right here, this is a confirmed tornado warning. So we're confirming a tornado warning here as we work to confirm that tornado. That's probably the one that we've been showing you near Katy as heavier downpours, rain, right here. So if you live in Cypress, especially that 290 corridor, this is the area I want you to avoid. And then just down to the south, those heavier downpours, Tomball, Charterwood. Looks like we now have 2 of them, if I'm correct. We have 2 of them, but they're in the same area. So Hotwells, Cypress Mill Estate, Cypress Ridge, Park Forest, Cypress Fair High School, Charterwood. This is the area where we're seeing that that tornado warning had been extended till 11:30 up to the north, right there at that corner of Tomball, right there at the intersection of 99. We're seeing it for you. I'm going to pull up this. So this is just going to give us the street names. Okay, so Tomball, we're looking at Tomball High School. You're under that tornado warning, heavier rain coming down right now, that lightning making its way to you. It's not there yet. And then 1207, we're looking at that near Tomball. So these are the areas, those areas that we really are watching right here. Again, down to the street level, Park Forest up there. Let me zoom in right here. Perfect. Okay, so here we go. Grant Road. You're seeing a lot of the activity right now. Grand Parkway East, we have that coming down, and then it's making its way. Tomball High School is under that tornado warning, and you can see that heavier rain is making its way to there. It's not there yet, but definitely rain is coming down. I'm just saying right here is what I'm watching, right, is the heavier downpours, the gustier conditions, and then the lightning. As we move up to the north, Creekside Park, Auburn Lakes Retreat, the Preserve, these are areas right outside of that warning, but I would imagine in the next 30 minutes, you could start to hear the thunderstorm, the lightning, the gustier conditions, if you haven't already, as it slowly makes its way to you. Oklahoma, Creekside Park, Indian Springs, that's where we're seeing that. Not really tracking lightning with that, just that heavier rain, but it's going to be this box that we'll continue to watch right here with that. So that looks like, again, it's been extended since we came on the air at 11:30, 11 o'clock. All right, let me show you this. I'm going to go to a live look at the video of the tornado, or we're working to confirm that right here. Take a look at your screen. So thank you to whoever sent this in. You can see it's just showing you that, yes, we have those conditions. If you live in the Katy area, if you live in any of these places that I'm giving you that tornado warning, I want you to be tornado ready. I want you to be inside your house, away from those windows. This is a very dangerous, an active weather day, and you can see that right there at the corner of your screen as it tries to produce that funnel. As you know, on the day after Christmas, we had 5 confirmed tornadoes. We are watching and tracking several tornado warnings and watches around us. So again, this is really serious. We want to make sure that if you live in these areas that you are weather prepared, because you can see that is just coming, that just happened, formed pretty fast. Not really raining in that photo, and I'm not really seeing hail, but this is off to the distance. You can see that, but really showing that our atmosphere is primed for that. So coming back to the graphics as that loops over, let's talk about the areas of concern. So this is, again, we've been watching the Katy area. That's where we're getting all the pictures in of the funnel cloud. And with that, we have that tornado warning, which is, the tornado warning is just north of Katy, but I don't know the exact street names that that's at. But you can see Katy up to 290 near Jersey Village into Cypress. This is where we have that tornado warning, although I'll be curious to see where those pictures are, what street that's on in the Katy area and just north of that. So heavier rain right now, Katy Interstate 10 and 99, or we should. And then we get right to that box where that tornado warning is, and you can see that 99, here's that 99, that 290 corridor here, and then into Cypress, Tomball, Charterwood, these areas, these are the areas I want to make sure that we are inside the house right now as we speak, away from those windows, as the heavier downpours. We don't want to be on the roadways right now. This is where we're considering that warning and the heavier rain slowly making its way up. There's 99, there's 249. This is where we're having the most activity. 49 lightning strikes just in this area right now as we speak. So a very active weather day right there, 249 Tomball and 99, we're seeing that. And then just that edge, as it makes its way to Tomball High School, you can see lightning coming down for you. And then we have that And then we have that tornado watch. Once we get out of that warning box, we have that watch till 5 o'clock, but I still want you guys to be prepared. So looking at that, again, it's gonna be coming up next would be Indian Spring, Creekside Park, Northampton, Woodlands. That's what we're waiting for, just because we know that's a very active area. A lot of people live in that area, but although the line looks to be Oklahoma, Indian Springs, and up to the north there with heavier rains right to the corner here. And then the second round of rain that we're going to continue to watch, no tornado, there's a tornado watch here near the April Sound Country Club. It's not a warning like I just showed you down to the south, but we have heavier rain, downpour, gustier conditions, and then we have the lightning strikes happening now. New Waverly, and so it goes right up that 45 corridor where we're seeing that heavier rain, where we got a lot of that heavier rain earlier. So Huntsville, Pine Hill, you're seeing that rain come down right now. Phillips, lightning between Phillips and Pine Valley, and then down to the south into New Waverly. We have heavier rain for you too. Now again, this area is under a watch. It's not as severe as what we're watching to the west, the Katy area, but still it's picking up there for us too with the gustier conditions. So we've really been watching two different lines since we came on air at that 6 o'clock hour, and that's going to be that more severe weather. You can see it just in the Austin area, making its way from Dallas into our area. So there's Dallas right there. So that storm, when we started at 6 a.m., it was right there, and you can see by 11:22, it's moved to the south, bringing heavier rain for us, gustier conditions, and the lightning right near Tyler. And you can see up to the east, they're looking at tornado watches and warnings. And then you can see right here, this is the line that we're watching. And it really goes from El Campo into Sugar Land into Katy and then to our tornado warning area. So Interstate 10, and then lightning picking up there too. Here we go. Okay, so Katy, Interstate 10, Cypress Hill, 290, Jersey Village, really close. Even though we just showed you that Interstate 10, I didn't see a lot of rain on that camera, but we're seeing that lightning. Katy, 99 near Bunker Hill, Jersey Village, near 6, it's run parallel, so you can see 99 here. That's picking up, and then these two boxes are our tornado warnings, which are now at 11:30. They were expected to expire at 11, but then we noticed it's been extended to 11:30. We're working to confirm that tornado that we've been showing you. It sounds like we have one confirmed tornado, and again, that's going to expected to expire, at least that warning at 11:30. So we'll continue to watch and track that. Still working on the street name to find out exactly where that's at, but I can just tell you by all the activity, again, Charterwood, Tomball, 290, 99, this area is where we're seeing the most activity. And you can see that those lightning strikes, right now we're at 62 with the heavier, gustier conditions as well, and that rain. So I don't know if I can hook up, that's not going to show it to you. I don't know if it can pick up the rain totals yet, but you can see right here it's definitely coming down for us in the lightning. So that's our busiest area as we work to see if there's any hail with that too. So looking at the potential for hail, we're not ruling it out, but I'm not picking it up on a specific street level. But they just have the potential, again, for Cypress, Charterwood, and Tomball as that lightning right here, 249, 99, that's our most active place right now in that tornado warning. We have about 5 minutes left. And you can see, I wonder if they're going to extend that. The only way I can really tell that is by our lightning strikes. I don't know, we're at 61, so we went from 40 to 61. So to me, that says it's building in intensity and it's not going down. We want those numbers to go down. Perfect. All right, this is at Pitts Road. Thank you so much for that. Let me show you a live look. So this is Pitts Road. You can see right here in this corner of your screen, that funnel cloud trying to form. Again, if you live near Pitts Road, this is the area of concern. This is where I need you to make sure that you're weather aware inside your house, away from those doors, as that tornado is very close. Can you repeat to me one more time where that street name is? Pitts Road. So again, if you're just joining us, this is video of Pitts Road. We're working to that confirmed tornado just there in the corner of your screen. If you live or work near this area, we want to make sure you are indoors. We want to make sure you're away from those windows. Let me take you to TransStar. Let's take a live look at that rain. You can see it's kind of changed the past 5 minutes from when we showed it to you. What we're showing you here, the Katy Freeway, is just really the atmosphere. So darker clouds, of course, and then the rain is slowly starting to come down. Interstate 10 freeway at Pine Oak, but Pitts Road sounds like the area of concern. And as we come back to the graphics and we take a look at the big picture, as we look at everything happening now, we're going to continue to watch for that potential for some hail, although it really looks like the weather story is just been that heavier rain that we have right now as we speak. I'm going to turn on radar, and then we can map out the rest of what we need to do to make sure that we are prepared. When I have velocity on, what I'm looking for is just those hooks, those red and green hooks, to see if we have formation or trying to form. So I'm still concerned, again, as I look inside that tornado warning, it's still the same roadways. Grand Parkway East, we'll continue to watch that. If you live near Grant Road, that's an area where you're probably seeing the rotation or gustier conditions. Stablewood Farms, Cypress Fields, Grant Road up to the north there. Again, Grand Parkway East, if you live near there, and probably gustier conditions right here, Cedar Creek Forest, and then Grand Park East as we make our way down to the Tomball area, which is in that tornado warning area. You can see some lightning coming down Tomball High School, in between Tomball High School and Tomball Road, South Cherry Road. I'll tell you, in the corner of my eye, I can see that. Yep, yes, okay, let's go to this. We're gonna go show you a live look right now at the Katy Freeway. Take a look at your screen. So this condition has changed, and you can see traffic going slow right now. So again, if you're just joining us, we have a tornado warning until 11:30. You can see that rain coming down, that gustier conditions. And I'll tell you, we just checked this interstate, I would say about 10 minutes ago, and it did not look like this. But now as we look at Katy Freeway, again, this is 10 west, on the west side, you can see that rain coming down. And what I'm noticing, if you look in the corner of your screen, traffic is slowly starting to build in that area, or they're stopping for that. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but you can see it's building, and that heavier rain is slowly starting to come down. So again, I don't want you to be on the roadways if you don't have to. I've been a traffic reporter for more than a decade. This is not something that you want to get on the roadways for right now, as that rain, heavier rain comes down, and you can see those cars slowly starting to build as traffic builds on Katy Freeway as that rain continues to come down. So big picture as we come back to the maps. Thank you so much for those videos. You can continue to bring them. We want those live looks so we can be prepared for everything happening now. I was checking for velocity, so I was looking for the red and green to see if they're touching, but let me get back to radar, and then let's make sure that we can show you the heavier rain coming down. Lightning strikes in that tornado warning area were about 11, so that's good. We can get to the radar. There we go. Okay, so you can see the heavier rain is slowly starting to move outside that box, that tornado warning. So that tornado warning, if you live near Tomball High School, Tomball, Cherry Street, up to the north, places like Grand Parkway East, Spring Terrace, you're right on that line right here. And you can see that heavier rain is slowly moving outside of that box, some of the heavier rain. You can see that right here as it slowly starts to make its way to the north. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit tighter. Here we go. Okay, so that means you can see the heavier rain slowly moving out the line. Here's the line. The tornado warning expected to expire at 11:30. Let me see. I'll see in a minute if they extended that. But heavier rain coming from the Preserve, Oak Hill Estates into the Villa. You're hearing it or seeing it. It should be coming down for you. And then, oh, look, they extended that. So just as I thought. So just now, without even looking at the warning, I can see that they've extended that box. So let's take a look at that box one more time. Our lightning strikes, when we started, we were at 300. We're now at 432. That means the intensity has built with this storm. And it looks like to me, as I look at this tornado warning and watch, it looks like it has been extended, which it has. So we need to go over this right now as we speak. So let's see our warning. A tornado warning has now been extended till 12:15. So originally we were looking at 11. pushed back to 11:30. Now it's 12:15, and it's been extended up to the north. So let's go over the area of tornado warning. Everyone that I need to make sure is prepared right now as we speak. Let's zoom in and let's get this done for you. So heavier rain, gustier conditions, lightning strikes in this box. We are now at 120. So this intensity has not died. In fact, it's starting to build. So here are the areas where we're seeing that, the 45. This is going to be, okay, here we go. The Woodlands, you can see that right here. Indian Springs, Creekside Park, the Preserve, Northampton. It's making its way into spring. 12:15 is expected to expire. So we have about 50 lightning strikes. This is just north of the Charter Wood area. I'm going to zoom in tightly. Grand Parkway East, you are now under, again, that tornado warning till 12:15. Grand Parkway East has really been the major roadway. Lacey Road, you are now under that if you live or near Lacey Road. Klein, Bellicera, Spring Terrace, Northampton Forest, Northampton, Five Oaks, Northampton Estates. You're probably hearing some thunder right now. The Preserve, up to the north, Creekside Park, Jagged Ridge, Heaven Lake Estates, Oak Hill Estates, heavier rains coming for you, Kerr Drive, and then that lightning coming near Ward Road. You're hearing it, Spell Road. These are the areas that we need to make sure you're weather prepared because it's been extended up to the north. That tornado warning now expected to expire at 12:15. As we look at that, and then making our way up again to the north, we're seeing it right here. This is going to be Indian Springs, the Woodlands High School, a couple lightning strikes near you. That heavier rain, or it's going to prepare to rain in heavier ways. And then right there at that corner, we're seeing the gustier conditions. And as we pull it up, can we take a live look at that traffic camera one more time near Katy? You can see the atmosphere. Again, this is Katy Freeway at Fry, so on the west side. Earlier, traffic was at a crawl. That rain was coming down. Slowly looks better from that screen, but as we come back to the maps, I just kind of wanted to see where we're at in terms of our interstates, because right here is where I'm picking up, not lightning as much anymore, but just that rain. I think the lightning right here is going to be Cypress, Jersey Village, Katy, and then into the Woodlands, Tomball, Spring. We're having it there, and then looking at, as we plan it out for you, we're going to see right here. So looking at the Woodlands, closer or downtown to the Woodlands at 11:51, as we wait for that to expire on that 45 corridor, that heavier rain coming. And then the second round is going to be, again, Willis up to Huntsville, you can see here, and then some lightning as well. The red boxes that you see, if you live in the red boxes, that is that tornado watch expected to expire again at that 5 o'clock hour, but it's Woodlands, Tomball, Spring, heavier, gustier conditions coming down for you with that tornado warning. It's been extended to 12:15. It looks like a lot of that activity in terms of thunderstorms is going to be Northampton, the Preserve, the Woodlands, Creekside Park, and then right there at the edge of 45, you can see just south of Conroe. That's where we're at right now, Northampton, and then 99 here, Charterwood, and 249. So these are the areas that it's been extended to, and then the heavier rains are happening right now as we make our way up into spring. That's where we have our tornado warning extended to 12:15, and then up to the north where we're looking at right here is going to be Willis, the heavier rain and the lightning. Here we're at 39, so it's pretty much stayed consistent all the way up to the north. Those lightning strikes near Huntsville, we're at 17, so heavier rain coming down for you there too. So big picture is we'll continue to watch two different lines. I think it's going to start to get busy around right about 12 o'clock into that 4 o'clock like we anticipated. And now it looks like we're seeing that rain really coming in between El Campo and Lake Jackson. You can see it there as we make our way into Sugar Land and into the Katy area with the lightning. And then here we go into spring. So Tomball, Woodlands, Spring, and then that's where we have a lightning. So this has changed. You can see that right where we had that tornado warning until 12:15, lightning strikes were now at 145. So it's building in intensity. It's not weakening, which is probably why they keep extending it right here Tomball, Spring, the Woodlands, 99 right there, Charterwood. Zooming in just a little bit, here we go. So looking at the street names, again, it's gonna be Harper's Landing, College Parkway, Panther Creek, the Woodlands, Glenlock Road. Zooming in a little bit tighter there, you can see Northampton Forest. If you live near the preserve, that's probably our busiest, most active in terms of weather. It's going to be inside that tornado warning. The Pines, Root Road, just north of that, Dodwell Road, into Creekside Park, into Indian Springs, into the north. We're looking at Panther Creek. So this is where we have most of the activity. Lightning strikes about 25 just near Root Road. So if this is the area you'll want to avoid, obviously if you live near Root Road, Grand Parkway East or just west of that, we want to make sure that you are inside, again, away from those doors. As we prepare for this storm, hopefully it's going to move out in the next 20 minutes, but still heavier rain coming down near the Woodlands High School. As we continue to have team coverage of that right there up to the north, as it continues to build, I think the most intense is going to be the Woodlands Bush up to the 45 corridor up here, as we wait for that second line of showers, thunderstorms, that cell to come. So the flashing lights is the tornado warning extended to 12:15. That's our first concern. And then just north of that, near Huntsville, that 45 corridor, you can see right here near Willis, we're building lightning strikes here. We're at 122. So this is the second cluster, even though it's not under a tornado warning at this time, that could change just because of the intensity of it. So Willis, 45 corridor, Huntsville into Willis, this is the area where it's very active. I'm surprised we don't have a special weather statement for it yet. 45 near New Waverly and Willis. Take a look at your screen, those downpours coming. Those lightning strikes right there are looking at 76. We're counting about 76 active lightning strikes in this shot right here. So it's a very active area. The darker shades, again, are going to be those heavier downpours that we'll continue to watch. And then we'll see up to going back into that tornado warning, which looks like it has been now extended yet again. You can see that box. So this is the third time. We were right there near the Woodlands, but now it's been extended into that 45 corridor. So let's see. There we go. So 45 over here. There we go. Yeah, so Town Center, you have now been put into that tornado warning expected to expire till 12:15. And then right there, as we make our way up to that corridor, we're seeing it, the heavier rain, lightning strikes. As we get down to that street, newly added streets into this tornado warning is going to be right here, Harper's Landing, Windsor Hill, College Park, Mason Heights. And then right here, as we make our way up to the north, this is going to be Foundations of Woodland. You're added now into that Sleepy Hollow Road. We're seeing that. You're now added into that tornado warning right here as those gustier conditions, winds pick up right now as we speak. And then just south of Grand Parkway East, Forest North, Bridgestone Lake, Bridgestone. We're seeing that right here with the heaviest right here, more downpours are going to be at Klein right here, but the lightning isn't as bad. And conditions on the Tomball Parkway looking a little bit better than when we started. That's the good news, but still we're not out of the woods yet until this expires. That downpour is going to be right there. This is near Klein Spring Cypress Road, right, and then we're looking at places just to the east of that with the heavier downpours. As I look at the big picture right here, we're going to get some Click 2 pens in for you, showing you the live activity. As we look, wow, take a look. We went from 300 from the shot to 600. So that intensity isn't going down. It's continuing to build, which is why they've extended that tornado warning near the Woodlands area, the flashing light. And it looks like, to me, again, it's going to be added streets. So we'll get those in there right now. The Woodlands, Tomball, Spring, Cypress, 45 corridor. So just looking at this box right here, this is building. This is 119 lightning strikes. Tomball, Spring, the Woodlands, and then right there at that 45 corridor, that heavier rain is coming down. But really, it looks like if you live in the Woodlands area, you should be hearing thunderstorms right now. I mean, our lightning strike box, in this box where we had that tornado warning until 12:15, we have about 115 active lightning strikes right here. Stone Mill Courts, the Woodlands, Town Center, Mason Heights. Zooming in right here and to Woodlands Parkway. Of course, Dodgy is here right now tracking the storm as well. How was it on your way into work?
Hey, I live on the southern side of town, so really it's a drastic difference between south and north in terms of these storms. I want to take you to that wide picture once again. We're tracking out two lines that have been moving through. That first one already pushing in. Going to take off those lightning strikes so we can get straight to the meat for you. That lightning once again represents the energy. If you see more lightning, likely a very feisty storm. We're looking at this tornado warning that has come across portions of Tomball. It now includes Spring, the Woodlands, even extending into College Park there, 99, 45 North, 242, those same roadways that many of us travel on are being impacted by this right now. Going to show you our velocity. Once again, these are our storm winds coming in and out of the radar. And when they're coupled together with that green and red, that is where we notice we have rotation. We have seen some pictures here coming into our click-to pins. If you're in a safe location, continue to send those in. If you're not in a safe location, if any of these neighborhoods, Bellicera, Dove Meadows, Covington Bridge, Crossgate Village, Rayford, you want to get in your safe place. Also into the Woodlands, this is your time to get into that safe place. And what is that safe place? Well, it looks something like a closet, something with no windows, the interior of your home on the lowest level of your home, because this storm is continuing to track your way. As we take a look at Grogan's Mill, you're also noticing that rotation coming your way. And it says it's there a North Country Mobile Home Park. If you're in that community, once again, you need to be finding that safe place as well here as we continue to track that out. Trying to move that box out to get out of the way. As we head into Spring, once again, I'm going to dive into some of these streets here where you could be feeling some of those stronger winds. Spring, Stubner, Spring Hills, Imperial Oaks, Hannah Road. If you live near any of these roads, keep that in mind that you need to be in your safe spot. Stone Mill Courts, Gorgon's Mill. We're also seeing out to Research Drive Forest that this continues to track its way to you. Let's see if we can get a track on there for you. Zoom on out. Sleepy Hollow, this is going to be headed to you as well. The Woodlands, 1152. This is going to be in your neighborhood and likely even quicker than that. This is moving around 31 miles per hour. We're also going to probably see some hail with this as well. You're going to notice that those winds are going to be changing up rather rapidly if you're in and around the Woodlands. So I'm going to zoom in once again close to the Woodlands to give you some streets that this storm is tracking along. It's going to come likely right over 45 there. So Mill Bend, South Mill Bend Drive, leading into 45 on the other side of Hannah Road. You want to make sure you're in your safe spot. Already going to be feeling those impacts right now across North Tranquil Path. If you are hearing this, you want to be in that safe zone. This path continues to move its way into Sleepy Hollow Road and Sleepy Hollow. Shenandoah, I would say get into your safe zone. Town Center there across Lake Woodland Drive, Research Forest Drive. You're also going to be in that storm's path. West Isle Estates also in that storm's path. Gosling extending into Timbers and Ponderosa Timbers Drive there. You want to get into your safe place because here in the next 10 minutes, less than that for some 5 minutes, you will be experiencing those strong tornadic winds. That storm once again moving at 30 miles per hour. And I want to zoom out to make sure we don't have any other likely cells developing. Look, we do have a thunderstorm warning that is now in effect. Just to the north. And Kathy, you have some new information for us?
So yes, we have been monitoring the situation. As you've been seeing here, Brittany Bagley has been on air since 10:35 this morning, watching this severe weather as it rolls through the Houston area, starting in Katy and now up in the Spring and Woodlands area. Of course, when you get those alerts on your phone, take action immediately. Seek shelter. And as Daji has been saying, seek shelter in an interior room of your house. Make sure there are no windows at all. And of course, don't forget your pets as well. We do want to send you, take you to look at some video that we just received in on our website, click2houston.com. Paul Medica, this is the video that he sent us out in the Katy area. This is on FM 529 and Ellison neighborhood. That's the Ellison neighborhood there. Of course, as Paul is recording this video, you can see that funnel cloud there in the sky. It doesn't appear if maybe it touched down in that spot specifically, but this is what you're dealing with out there. And especially if you get those warnings, those alerts on your phone, take shelter immediately. Go inside your home and go inside a room. Daji said a closet, maybe away from windows. Make sure you have every family member with you, including your pets. But this is what we're seeing right now. This was in the Katy area, FM 529 Ellison neighborhood. Paul sent us this video. So thank you so much to Paul. Make sure you stay safe out there if you are getting videos, and send us more if you can safely get some more video or pictures wherever you are. Please take them, send them into us. This is very helpful to warn everyone else, to warn others in those areas as well. This is what we're seeing in the Houston area. Again, this was in Katy, just a new video that Paul sent to us, and we are continuing to follow this situation. We will continue to monitor our website as well. Daji, how's it looking over there?
Hey, yeah, so as we look at that specific image, you're going to notice with Katy there, that it looks like it is a funnel cloud. There's no confirmation that it touched the ground, but there was some rotation on velocity earlier. And you can see that with that spin there, that it was trying to get together, but really we still do not have confirmation if it was an actual tornado and reached the ground at that point. From that video, does not look like it reached the ground, but definitely showing that the atmosphere is prime for some storms, especially as we track out this line of storms. So as we take you back to the maps, want to get you back into our most recent warnings. We have a severe thunderstorm warning as well as a tornado warning here across southeast Texas. And I think I'm on Brittany's computer. So let me switch over to the touch really quick. Sorry about that. There we go. That severe thunderstorm warning until 12:30 p.m. for San Jacinto. Once again, even though it is not a tornado warning, you still want to heed with caution because we are looking at some pretty heavy downpours and lots of lightning as well as strong winds and the potential for hail. Now, going back down to the south, just to the south of Conroe, as you head into Woodlock, Shenandoah, as well as into the Woodlands, the Preserve Spring, those are the areas that were under that tornado warning. And that velocity still holding together. I would like to put this in a place so we can see how it went over the last hour in terms of its pace. So this is continuing to get that loop in one more time. It's still holding together, but look like it's trying to weaken a little bit, which is a good sign for us. But in the meantime, everyone still be remaining alert. Once again, this continues to push its way to the north and east, now slowing down just by a tad bit, just under 30 miles per hour, going to be impacting, likely feeling those impacts already out to portions of the Woodlands. As you sit along Stone Mill Courts, you probably saw that cloud in the sky, that funnel in the sky, that tornado, if it has reached the surface. Imperial Oaks Boulevard, Rayford Road, you're also looking at that tornadic activity coming your way. Grand Parkway West along 99 leading into Lyric Road. This will continue to push in. Once again, it's a northeasterly track, so some of us might just be to the north or rather to the east or west of this, but it continues to track its way closer to 242. If you know anyone who's traveling there today or leading into Highway 105 just to the east of Conroe, here in the coming minutes or so, you definitely want to say, hey, hold on, find that safe place, even if it's getting into a building instead of their car. As we zoom back out here, just want to make sure we're not seeing any other rotation with that system to our north. This strictly looks like strong winds out to Willis. And just outside of Huntsville there with that severe thunderstorm warning. As we head into the city here, we could be seeing some strong winds just outside of the northeast loop there along Beltway 8 and 249. So keep an eye on that zone. For now, not warned, but just something to be mindful of, that this line of storms, as we take you back to your typical reflectivity, is seeing some feisty conditions. So I want to drop in on that out towards Jersey Village there along Beltway 8. Just to the south of Charterwood. If you're in this community, I would say also be on high alert. That includes Deco, portions of North Houston, continue to see that into Bammel. And once again, this is following the heels of a system that we're tracking with some rotation out to portions of Enclave Village, as well as in the Northwood Pines, Rayford, and now the heaviest of that rain continues to push out of the Woodlands, and still some heavy rain in the Shenandoah with that rotation continuing to push to the north and east. We want to give you a live look at Transtar right now. You can see that heavy rain is really kind of trying to pond on the roadway. It's definitely touching the tires as we take a look at that. This is at North Freeway and Rayford. So right in the middle of that storm system that is bringing in that rotation. And I want to see if we are seeing any rotation right there. So right in that general area is where that rotation is happening along 45 there, Rayford Springs, Northwood Mill Pines. You're going to continue to see this push out of the area to the north and east. So if you're traveling to the north and even to the east, this is going to be imperative for you to really be mindful of the situation. Even along 99, they're hitting into Porter Heights. Once again, this tornado warning is going to be lasting until 12:15 today. We are going to watch if this rotation sticks together. That's been the big question, and it has continued to hold together. It looked like it was weakening earlier, but we're still seeing a good indication that those winds are rotating around each other. So as we take a look here to our north, want to show you once again our other zone, and we're starting to see some slight rotation within our severe thunderstorm warning. That's why I said, hey, in the past few days, we've seen storms pop up quick and die down. Everyone, if you get a severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning, treat them the same, head inside, get to safety. This looks like it's continuing to weaken. New Waverly, you're noticing those strong winds and heavy rain, also seeing the out to Cold Spring as well. And this is coming once again with a severe thunderstorm warning. That rain is going to continue to push its way to the north and east. I'm going to put this out for you and give you a look at that entire line. So this is still touching. If you have any flights going out of Bush here, likely going to be delayed because of lightning with this line pushing in. We're not super soggy out towards Houston just yet, but that line, the tail end of it will come our way. Starting to see some of that wet weather back through western portions of Fort Bend County, extending down through Brazoria, as well as into Matagorda, just to the east of Bay City. Want to get back into this northern region, once again, between 45 and 69, this storm is going to continue to track its way to the north and east. And this will, this will continue to bring in, once again, strong winds as it moves to the north and east, still around that 30 mile per hour movement with that circulation that we've been tracking out. And if you're in portions of, once again, to the south of Huntsville, New Waverly, Cold Spring, and to the north of Willis, you're looking at a strong storm. Trying to see, there's a little bit of notching there, might be trying to get something going, but at minimum, gusty winds and heavy downpours as well as frequent lightning. We're going to give you another look outside across Beltway 8 with one of our Transtar cameras. cameras. This is North Beltway 8 at Fairbanks. It is also looking very soggy there as well. And another interesting thing about today's storms, when we see that peak of sunshine come out in some of our other neighborhoods, that's actually helping these storms get stronger once that line comes through. So we did have a fair amount of dry time. We had some overcast and that sun came out, and that allowed for us to get that charge that we needed to see some of these storms pop. So the rain does continue to be heavy. Expect some slowdowns. Give yourself some extra space if you're driving on roads. If you are in any of these warning boxes, this is where we want you to continue to really heed that safety call that we keep saying. Spring High School, Six Flags Splash Town on the north side, Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion within the next 5 to even 10 minutes, so 12:06, we could see some of the heaviest and strongest of those winds coming with another cell developing just outside of our tornado warning. You're likely already seeing some heavy rain, but there could be additional wave coming in just out of the south there. So keep that in mind if you live in any of those communities or near any of those landmarks that I mentioned. Taking it back to velocity so we can check on that rotation. So as I mentioned, there looks like there's something trying to spin just to the south of our tornado warning here along 45 and 8, as well as 249 there, giving you that broad region. So that could continue to push on in. But look at this, our rotation here continues to push to the north. That's still to 1215. That now includes once again, portions of Montgomery County. So the Woodlands, you have seen that rotation pass. I'm going to try to get some cities up here for us. This is really coming once again across 99, Sleepy Hollow, Porter Heights, get into your safe place. And then as we continue to see this push to the north, 242, Grangerland, get into your safe place. This will be headed your way. Let's see if we can zoom in, get some cities to pop up for you. Woodlock, I would say still get in your safe place. Four Corners, just on the edge of that rotation that will be coming your way here as the storm moves to the northeast around 30 miles per hour. And once again, this is that intersection between Highway 99, and it continues to push. It's not breaking down by any means. So Highway 99, if you're traveling along that, as well as 242, you want to find that safe place. It might be a gas station. It might be a neighbor's home, someone that you know that lives in that community. This continues to press its way to the east, the north and east, and it's gonna come likely near Cut and Shoot along 105. That is just to the east of Conroe. So if you don't live exactly in the city of Conroe, I know there's many communities that lie outside of Conroe, many subdivisions. You want to make sure that you are finding that safe place right now before that rotation tries to lift to the north and east. That includes, once again, Grangerland, Wigginsville, Waukegan, Security, as well as Fostoria. Once again, all along 105 to the north and south, as well as to the east here, I would say start to find that safe zone. East River, Williams, Midland, and Splendora. Going to zoom back out because I think this storm continues to update. We can get a new radar loops in. We're going to see the likelihood once again coming across 242, and my concern here making its way just to the east of Conroe and to places like Grangerland, Security, and even coming just to the west of Cleveland to give you some perspective. We have some other information, Kathy, coming in.
That's right, Daji. We've been following this severe weather in our area since 10:30 this morning. And actually, Judge Lena Hidalgo, her office just sent out a tweet saying we will continue to monitor as this active tornado weather moves through our area. Please keep your alerts turned on. And as we've been seeing it all morning, tornado warnings just moving across our area. A reminder for you, keep your alerts on your phone. If you get that warning, please seek shelter immediately. Daji and Brittany have been saying it as well. Go into your safe safe space. That's a shelter, an interior room on the first floor, and of course, away from windows. And make sure you take every member of your family with you, and that includes your pets as well. So we just want to make sure that everyone is informed. And in the Tomball area, there was a tornado warning that passed by as well. We want to talk now with Brooke Martin. She lives in the Tomball area, and they experienced it just minutes ago. Brooke, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're just hitting 12 o'clock. Talk about, what your family had to go through today.
Well, we were just watching a movie when we got the alarm on our phones, so flipped it over, to the news, and at that point, the rotation was in Cypress, and we live just south of 99 on the east side of 249. So the predictions were that it was going to pretty much come straight at us in the Pinecrest neighborhood. So we went to a closet in our bedroom, and with our two dogs, me and my husband and the two dogs in a little closet, and just kind of wrote it out. It just got pretty loud, and rotation, from what we learned, may have gone just a little south of us, but I'm not really sure yet. We haven't heard of any damage in our neighborhood or anything, but yeah, we stayed there for probably a good 20 minutes until it crossed over, and then all of a sudden it would just really clear outside.
20 minutes. That's a long time. How are you guys feeling in there?
It was pretty scary.
Right.
I mean, we've lived in the Houston area for close to 15 years, and I think that maybe there's only been one other time that we've had to do that, where it was predicted to come really close to us. So it must have come really close. If it was near 99 and 249, just in the Tomball area.
Now, even from your closet, you, your husband, and your dogs, even from the closet, what did you hear? You said it was really loud. What did it sound like?
Well, the thunder was really loud. It was like a really loud thunderstorm and lots of rain. I don't know if we got any hail or not. I couldn't really, because we were, in that inside closet. But you could tell when it passed over, because it just got very loud, and it got very loud, and then it was really quiet. And I was worried that meant there was a tornado, because sometimes that happens, it gets quiet. So it was pretty scary.
Gosh. And so what time exactly did that happen?
I think it was right at 11:30.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
right at 11:30.
y'all just became in the clear. Have you gone outside? What does it look like now?
It's not bad outside now. It cleared up really quickly. It's not even raining now.
Okay. Do you see any damage to the neighborhood or to your house? Hopefully not.
I haven't heard of any damage. I've been looking on the neighborhood Facebook page. I don't think that there is, but I'm not sure.
That's terrible. Have you been talking to your neighbors as well? Have they said anything?
A little bit. There were a couple of them outside. We went out to look around a little bit just to see if it had cleared off. Usually word will get around if there's some damage.
And so tell me how quickly you got the alert at maybe 11:30. How quickly did y'all seek shelter?
Well, actually, we got the alert. It was pretty close to 11.
Okay.
And it was about the time that the rotation was spotted in Cypress. And so we were just watching, we were watching the weather, and it just kept on moving closer and closer to us. And so we went in the bedroom and watched the news in there, and then when it got pretty close, we were taking shelter. We couldn't really tell whether it was going to be coming straight at around the North Point neighborhood, which is just across 249 from us. So I think it got pretty close. But I haven't heard that anybody saw, a funnel cloud or anything then. There was definitely rotation coming over us.
Now, a lot of times we say plan in advance where you would go. Did you and your husband already know that this is where you were going to seek your safe place?
Well, we have a one-level house, and so there's not a whole lot of places. I think we quickly talked about it. There's one little alcove outside our bedroom. We thought about going there, but then we realized there was another closet that was like an interior closet off our bedroom. And so we decided pretty quickly that that's where we needed to go.
Right. Even at my house, we have 3 kids. And so when it starts raining really bad, we all get to the first floor. And I've talked about this with my husband as well. You have to decide, okay, which closet is best and what would you take in there? Did you guys take anything in there? I mean, you probably didn't even know how long you would be in there.
No, I mean, I didn't think about that. I mean, I took a blanket in there because the dogs like to lay on the blanket, but no, I really didn't. I didn't think about that. I did put a towel, like a big towel over my head at one point, just in case, there was stuff flying around.
Right. And that was my next, you mentioned your dogs. That was my next question. How were they? How did they do in severe weather like this?
They really did well. We've got 2 dachshunds, and one of them doesn't like storms at all, but I guess because he was with us in the closet and we had his blankets there, he did pretty well. They both did surprisingly well, actually.
I am so glad that you guys are safe. Do you have a message for other people who may have this severe weather headed their way as well? You guys got an alert and took shelter quickly.
Yeah.
What's your advice to them?
Well, I think, watching you guys do the weather, and it was very precise, where the rotation was, that really, really helped us to know when it was okay to, come out of the closet and, when to really be aware. So I think that was really big. And I also have my phone in the closet and I was watching it in there too.
Right. Stay
luckily
weather.
we didn't lose power or anything.
That's awesome. I'm glad your family is doing well, and hopefully everyone in your neighborhood as well as where Brooke Martin in the Tomball area. Thank you so much for your time this morning, and please stay safe. We are continuing our coverage. Daji, how's it looking?
Yeah, it's not looking too good. We continue to see these storms fire off new warnings. Once again, thank you, Brooke, for that insight of what you experienced and saw out towards that Tomball, your Tomball neighborhood. Here's what we have going on right now with our current rotation. The National Weather Service continues to extend on that circulation that we've been tracking out here. This has been that zone that has continued to move to the north and east, and it's going to continue to do so. But now it looks a little bit tighter, a little bit weaker. So this is a good sign. However, if you are in Liberty County, once again, Liberty County has been one of our hot spots this week with severe thunderstorms. You have a tornado warning that is in effect until 12:45 p.m. That includes Splendora, Patton Village, Roman Forest, as well as Plum Grove along 69 there, 242. If you're in any of these communities, you need to be seeking your shelter now as this rotation continues to push closer to your area. As I mentioned, the great news is it does look like that rotation continues to weaken a tad bit as it continues to move away from the Porter Heights neighborhood. There we have another update on that radar. It's still holding together. So once again, if you're along 242 to the north, pushing into Huff Road, as well as Fire Tower Road, you want to be seeking shelter. East Holly, Morgan Cemetery, Don Collins Road also want to be on the alert, even though this cell is to the south of you at this moment. It is going to continue to push on in. This tornado warning also includes Cleveland. Want to head to the north here before we head back down to the city of Houston. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for New Waverly. And that is also including Cold Spring. You see those storms racing to the north and east. That is San Jacinto County. As we head to the south here, Bush, you're now under a severe thunderstorm warning. That's until 12:45. Kingwood also under that severe thunderstorm warning. Let's take a look at it. Humble, Kingwood, Tascasita, we're all in that. But the storm itself is sitting back towards the west here along 45. And this is where we have some of the heaviest of that rain. And earlier I was looking at this storm. It looked like it could have some stronger winds, could have some possible rotation, right? But it did not come out to be a rotation that would lead to a tornado warning. Instead, a severe thunderstorm warning. Gusty winds likely coming with these storms here across Westfield, Bammel, as well as into Candlelight Park Estates. You've been noticing that here over the last 20 minutes. We're going to try to zoom in a tad bit closer for you out to Hardy Toll Road, and to the east of that lies Aldine Westfield Road, as well as portions of Cypress Woods Drive. This is where you're noticing some of those storms continuing to track in your neighborhood with heavy downpours and gusty winds. So even though not a tornado warning, still something to take very seriously here. Gusty winds that could lead to some damages across places like Cypress Wood Lakes, as well as into Cypress Wood Drive there, continuing into Rayford Road. So we've seen that this line of storms overall, as we take a look at our bigger picture, has been coming, pushing its way steadily to the east. But these individual storm cells that we've been tracking out, especially that tornado warning, has continued to press its way to the north and east. Now I want to head out to our west here, just check in on this. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Washington County. So if you're close or live in and around Brenham, this other line of storms just to the west is going to continue to push on in. And as it does so, you'll be feeling some impacts changing quickly here across portions of Washington County. That's along 290, once again, moving out of Giddings, pushing into Brenham, and even could see that likely into Navasota. As we head back to our main line that is a little bit closer to home, still tracking out, once again, that rotation. We have 2 tornado warnings in effect at this moment. One should be expiring here in the next 15 minutes across Montgomery, and then a second one for Liberty County. And we are seeing a confirmed tornado. The National Weather Service saying a confirmed tornado here in Liberty County in terms of radar indication. So I want to go back to velocity for you here. And you can see that coupling still, I guess it tried to weaken, but gained some more strength. Here's what I want to say. Splendora, if you are not in your safe place, you need to get there now. Patton Village, Roman Forest, all cities that I've called out earlier need to get in their safe place along 242. This is where we're seeing that rotation continue to press its way to the north and east. Midline, you're also in the line of that storm. Holly Lane, Cole Drive, Morgan Cemetery Road, pushing into Williams, Nimrod, Grace, Gladstone, and Ponder. If you can find a safe spot, once again, if you're at your home, that is the interior room in your home that has no windows. No windows. You don't want anything, if it does happen to break, to fall inside on you. So that's why we say interior, like a closet, maybe even a small bathroom on the lowest level is going to be very important to find. Fry Road, May Road, if you live in any of these, along any of these streets here, Long Street, you want to find a safe place, as well as Plum Grove. Let's zoom back out and get a better look at that rotation for you once again on that tornado warning that once again is coming out of Montgomery County, pushing into Liberty County, and this is continuing to approach 69. So as you're traveling along, if you are traveling along 69 today, keep that in mind. Splendora, Roman Forest, Patton Village, Kiefer, New Caney on the edge of this. If you look back, if you're in New Caney, you probably see that storm there to your north and west, but hopefully everyone is inside and not peeking out that window. Now, as we head to the south here, out to River Terrace, Dogwood Acres, Pittsville, Kingwood, Riverside Crest, Humble Bush, this is where we're still under a severe thunderstorm warning. There is some strong winds associated with this as well. So we'll continue to monitor that to make sure that situation doesn't change down there, but there are some delays. This does, once again, look like it is on the strong side in terms of those winds trying to get together, trying to form some rotation. So let us know if you're seeing any funnel clouds out there towards the Bush, Kingwood area. As we continue to look at our radar here on the, once again, wide scale, want to check on our storms headed out to the west as well, because we have that second line coming in, and just want to make sure not doing anything too funky. Still, once again, trying to approach Washington County there. A severe thunderstorm warning for portions of north and western Washington County until 12:45. As we hit on the southern side of this line, we are still looking at lightning across portions of Fort Bend, leading into Brazoria. We're also seeing that just outside of Angleton, trying to move into Lake Jackson. Along Highway 6, you'll run into just to the south of Sugar Land, heavy rain and lightning. Also seeing that into 290, just to the south of Jersey Village. We're also, once again, continue to see this tornado warning in effect 69, it continues to move into Splendora, Roman Forest, as well as into portions of Cleveland. Once again, National Weather Service saying this is confirmed. We see that purple color inside a warning. That means it is confirmed. So there is a tornado on the ground right now. We want you to do everything to keep yourself safe. Make sure you have a way to continue to get alerts. Even if your TV drops out, make sure you have that phone. Kathy is with us with some new information.
Yes, Daji, we've been continuing to follow this severe weather since 10:30 this morning. And so now we want to just remind you, yes, as Daji has been saying, seek shelter. If you get that alert, and especially if you're watching us, seek shelter immediately in an interior room on the first floor of your house, in your safe place. Make sure it is away from windows, and don't forget your pets as well. As we've been continuing our coverage here, we also want to get out to our photographer, Damon Sells. He lives up in the Klein area, and they saw some pretty heavy storms as well. Damon, do you have me?
Hey, Kathy. Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry,
actually.
it's exactly. Good afternoon. Sorry, we're bothering you on your off day, but tell us what your family was experiencing this morning.
Well, Leela and I, my stepdaughter, were out and about. We were getting the oil changed in her car, so we were at the Honda dealership right off 249, and there was a huge line of storms that came through, and of course, there was a lot of nervous people walking around the showroom, staying away from the windows. Came down pretty hard and heavy there for, I would say, a good 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. We just made it back to the house here, and all of our retention ponds are maxed out, full. I don't know how much rain we got. I'm sure Dodgy could probably give you a little more information on that, but we got a really good storm. The skies are still moving, dark. I wouldn't say that we were scared as much as, just cautious. Just listen to what Dodgy's telling you. Stay away from windows. Get inside the house. Get in an interior room.
Right.
That kind of thing. We stayed away from the windows.
So you
and up
stayed?
next to a
Did y'all
wall.
stay at the dealership while this was all happening?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. We were there, and of course, when it blew in, the traffic on 249, you couldn't even see. I mean, we're right off the freeway. We're just on the other side of the feeder road from 249. You couldn't even see 249. I mean, it was coming down pretty good.
Did you guys all get the alerts on your phones?
Oh yeah, every phone in the dealership was sending out the alert and everything. We just got another one, probably 10 minutes ago. That there indeed was a tornado warning still in effect for another, well, I would think that it's about to expire, but I'm not sure.
So,
But we did get another one on the way home.
So while you were there at the dealership, what did the management do there? Did they all take you into an inside area away from windows? Because, you drive by a dealership, it's all windows. So how did they protect you?
Well, Leela and I just sat up next to the wall by the elevator, a very secure wall. Right. We just stayed put, just kind of kept an eye on it. Of course, everybody was staying away from the front door, that kind of thing. I mean, it was coming down pretty good. The wind was blowing pretty good, and, they kind of just pulled the door shut, and everybody just kind of stood there basically keep an eye on it.
Right.
It happens quick.
So when did you decide to drive home? And how far is the dealership from your house?
Oh, it's probably, 10 miles, 8 miles, something like that. It's really strange because as quickly as it blew in, it stopped. And right now we're in the sun actually peaked out just a little while ago, but it's since blown back over the cloud cover is blown back over. And the sky's moving around pretty good. I don't know if we're going to get another line of it or not. I haven't seen the radar since the first line that came through when we were at the dealership.
You did say retention.
Another one or not.
You did say the retention ponds were full there. Did you see any other damage in your neighborhood or in that area?
Not so far. I live near the Klein School District ag barn, and there are a couple of people in there checking on their animals and their barn accommodations for the animals. I don't know that there's any damage, but I can see quite a bit of activity in there. So I haven't been in there to see, but I'm not sure if they got any damage, but there are people checking on their animals right now for sure.
Damon Sales, our photojournalist, hard worker, and now he's joining us today on a Saturday. I'm so glad you and Leila are doing fine now. We do want to check in again with Daji, who is monitoring the severe weather in our area.
Yes, and you see on your screen there, we had some of those traffic cameras up. The rain is coming down heavy, but once that line moves through, you're probably going to have some dry time till we watch our second line come through. But first, I want to start with our tornado situation that is out towards Montgomery, and moving out of Montgomery County, pushing into Liberty County there. You can see right over Splendora, we still have a good indication of rotation. So with this in mind, please, I keep saying the same things over and over again. You want to head to your safe zone. This tornado warning until 12:45. It is now 12:20. We're going to continue to see that move to the north and east. As we take a look at our velocity, I'm just continuing to look for small pockets of rotation to see if there's anything else that would likely pop. There looks like there could be some gusty winds out to Kennefic, just to the north of the city of Liberty. As you head into 69 here, this is that zone that I'm going to continue to really repeat myself on. And that's because I wanted to make sure everyone is in their safe spot. You can see that storm just bringing in massive amounts of rain, but what's under that rain are once again strong damaging winds that could lead to some scary situations, as we've had a confirmed tornado with this cell from the National Weather Service, meaning there was something on the ground. There was a tornado on the ground in this area here, moving out of Montgomery into Liberty. As we continue along 69 into Cleveland, I just want to make sure that everyone is keeping in mind that you know that something is coming your way. It may not come directly over you, but a close call is a close call. So Midline, East River, Williams, Nimrod, if you live in any of these communities, even to the west or even to the east especially, you want to find that safe spot. That storm continues to push its way to the north and east. Answorth also, I would say, get into your safe zone. Now to the south, we are still under a severe thunderstorm warning across Kingwood, Pittsville, as well as Rivercrest. And it seems like the worst of that storm is back towards Kingwood. You can see some notching trying to happen there. That's where we probably have the gustiest of those storms. And you can see that that's likely where we have some of those stronger winds as well, trying to push something into a rotation, but just hasn't quite made it yet. This severe thunderstorm warning lasting until 12:45, once again, including Kingwood, Pittsville, as well as into Humble. And let's head out to the north here along Porter, as well as Dogwood Acres, also included in that. This little corner right here, want to zoom on in. Sorters Road there, Timberlane Acres. So if you're in that Porter community, city of Porter, wherever that downtown area is, sitting to the west, you're in the worst of it along Sorters Road. And it's going to continue to move its way to the north and east. Now, just outside of that warning, we're still looking at heavy rain and lightning pushing into East Hardy Toll. We're also seeing that out to Bush there, and we're also seeing that into Greens Road. So it's, even if you're not in that severe thunderstorm warning, I would say remain alert, because this line is known to produce some rotation. As you head down into the city of Houston, just south, just to the south of Bel Air there, also looking at some heavy rain and lightning pushing along Highway 6 in Iowa Colony. Want to give you a live look at one of our TransStars cameras here, where we are experiencing some heavy rain. This is along the 45 and North Greens Road. And 45 has been one of those spots where we've seen storms swing through today since the morning into the afternoon time. If you do have to be out on the road, make sure you know where. I've done stories before about saying, hey, if I'm driving, I know I have a long drive or even a short drive, where can I stop if something severe is happening? So hopefully you have that spot in mind as we continue to track out those storms. As we head to the north and east of 45, we're still looking at those storms pushing through Bush, now going to continue to push into Humble, as well as as Kingwood, and it looks like we could even have some hail there just to the south of 99, and that's a good indication that that storm has some good updrafts, if that is hail, meaning some very strong winds going into it. Riverwalk Drive, Grand Parkway, these are just in between two warnings, so I would still say in this neighborhood, make sure you are also staying safe and alert. That's just to the south and east of Porter Heights, New Caney High School, as well as New Caney just on the edge of that tornado warning. And we are still, once again, looking at those severe conditions through Patton Village as well as Plum Grove and Splendora. I want to take us back to velocity. This shows us that rotation, potential for rotation in some cases. So with our severe thunderstorm warning, we have some strong winds there, but not calling it tornadic just yet. Once again, we're looking at heavy rain, strong winds just to the north and west of Kingwood along 69 there. And we've been showing you those TransStar cameras with the rain just coming down. So be prepared for some heavier rain as well as stronger winds as that continues to pass across 69 and 494. That continues as you head along 69 to the north, and we are still monitoring this rotation here coming right now over Splendora. Splendora, your safe place is key right now. You're going to continue to see this push into Cleveland as well, and even into Plum Grove. This warning continues to get cut short in terms of the space that they're containing it in as it moves to the north and east, but still including Liberty County here as it moves to the north and east. Cleveland is one of our bigger cities out there, so if you're in Cleveland along 59, 105, you want to make sure you are in your safe spot, as well as Nimrod, Grace, Answorth included in this tornado warning. Fostoria also included in this tornado warning. Once again, going to give you a wider view of what we have going on in terms of our radar once again, because you may not be in that particular neighborhood and might want to know if anything else is coming. So out to portions of Liberty County, you're noticing some showers and storms there pushing their way to the north and east. They're going to continue to move around 40 miles per hour. So some of these storms are a bit on the fast side ahead of that main line. And we're going to continue to watch for those that start to burst out ahead of that main line, just in case they get a little spin on them. We're also noticing that wet weather continuing to push its way closer to Pearland. So along the Beltway leading into Highway 6 there as you drop south along 288, Arcola, Manville, also noticing that heavy rain as well as thunderstorms knocking on your back door there. That's going to continue to swing across 288 here to the east. Hottolay Lakes looking at heavy downpours right now that soon come into Danbury and Liverpool as well as Willcrest. And this will continue to push its way to the north and east across 288. As I mentioned, I think that's a good marker for most folks to know that you will see some storms coming your way. The question if they're severe or not, still up in the air in this portion, but they will at least bring heavy downpours and frequent lightning. As for Houston itself, we have missed, I would like to say, the worst of it for the most part. Right now, some dry pockets, but you might be picking up on some showers along 90. As you head to the south of Houston. And then as we head back into our zone here that was pretty active earlier, Cypress, you have some dry time right now. There is a line that we're watching back to your west. Jersey Village, also some dry time, but still looking rather unsettled here across Bush, Humble, as well as Kingwood. Once again, severe thunderstorm warning that does include Kingwood, Humble, and continues to bring impacts such as lightning, gusty winds, and heavy downpours across Porter, Timber Lane, Acres, as well as in Dunham, and also going to see that severe weather trying to push its way to the east into River Terrace. Another wide view, I keep mentioning a second line, and we in fact have another severe thunderstorm warning that seems like it's been extended into Washington County until 1:15. So that includes Brenham there. That is going to, once again, last until 1:15, tracking its way to the north and east out of Giddings, the worst of that storm system, to the north of LaGrange. And this is moving really fast, near 50 miles per hour. see if I can get some more cities and roads to pop up. So along 290, 237 there, once again, heading into Brenham, you will be experiencing some hefty rain here in just a moment. And I'm trying to see if we can get some cities to pop up for you. Across Brenham there. But if you're in and around Brenham along 290, keep that in mind. Now, as we head back towards Liberty County, you're going to continue to notice showers and storms pushing your way ahead of that main line that we've been tracking out. Still looking at this rotation pushing to the north and east. So let's see what it looks like now as we check back in. It looks like that rotation's trying to die down. Don't see a whole bunch of green there as you take a look at Splendora, Cleveland. But once again, this area out to Liberty County, once again, moving out of Montgomery County, Liberty County, we did see rotation, some confirmed rotation there. So this is good news that we don't see a lot of green and red coupling together. That means we're seeing some improvements. We'll continue to monitor that for you if anything backs up. Right now, I would say still stay in your safe place as we watch that storm system push its way to the north, because there's still rain and gusty winds with that, as well as with this system to the south across Harris County until 12:45. So both of these are seeing some signs of improvement as far as severe weather goes. Now, as rain goes, you take a look at that, and it's still very, very soggy. Plenty of lightning across the area there. That includes Aldine outside of the warning, that line. And these, as I mentioned yesterday, were going to be a broken line. So you notice it's not just a straight line that's passing through. It's a bit jagged in nature, but jagged enough to allow for some spin ups, that's for sure. As we continue to look out towards Hobby Airport, also might be experiencing some delays there due to this line of storms that's moving through. So prepare for that. If you do have any plans to fly out here soon, this line will continue to press through portions of South Houston. Pasadena, not too bad right now, but all of that red and yellow that you see continues to move to the north and east. Another wide view and what it's looked like over the last hour. 12:45, yes. We have, if it'll play for me, there we go, computer. It continues to move to the north and east, especially these cells in our northern counties. That second line is what we're going to have some concern with, especially for our northern counties, because you can tell that it's so short in length that it's probably going to continue to lift and not touch places like downtown Houston, but could still bring some impacts across places like Huntsville, Conroe, the Woodlands, and we'll even keep an eye out for places like Cypress, where we've already seen some reports of tornadic activity from earlier this morning. So as we get a now look at that, I want to see if the National Weather Service has put out any more reports. So officially, their reported tornadoes that the National Weather Service is pushing out at this point is once again earlier out towards Cypress. That was around 10:55 a.m. and they're saying that it was sighted near 290 and Spring Cypress Road. If you were in those communities, please reach out to us to let us know if you're seeing any damage. Our other storm there is once again west-northwest of Splendora. That was at 12:18 with that same system that came out of Montgomery County and continued into Liberty County that is now slightly warned. That was in Montgomery County at the time it was sighted. That was near FM 2090 and near Splendora High School area, and they said there were a lot of debris. So if you are once again in those communities and would like to share with us what you've seen in your neighborhood, please let us know. We still have once again this line of storms that continues to creep its way to the north and east. Going to zoom back in to the chunk where it has been the worst, which is now coming into Liberty County along 45 there. And we're just seeing this severe thunderstorm warning continue to get smaller as well, reduced. So this is a good sign that it's starting to lose some energy as it continues to press its way to the east. Want to get back to velocity for you to see if we can spot out any rotation. Looks like that rotation popped back in for Splendora there, just to the north and east of Splendora. So they're likely going to, wouldn't be surprised if they extend that tornado warning as it continues to track its way closer to 105. Try to give you a cross street, 105 in Oakdale. Answorth, if you're not in your safe place, I've said this earlier, you should already be there. That storm likely coming over you at this moment. Cleveland, you're on the edge of it, but still get in your safe place. Pelican, also want to seek shelter as we continue to track out these storms moving to the north and east. Oakdale, you'll be noticing some of those storms that are now out to 494 along 69. That will likely come your way out to Oakdale. So just keep in mind, even though it might be a little quiet in your neighborhood, that these storms have continued to race and they're continuing to press to the north and east, making their way closer to 105 here, once again in Oakdale. Going to try to see if we can get some smaller roads on there for you. But if you are familiar with this area, you want to know that it's going to be coming across Ballard Street, Byers, County Road 2222. And we're also going to be keeping an eye on Fire Tower Road as well. Pelican, even though you're not in that warning at this moment, you could see that warning extended. So that's why I'm calling out these names ahead to give yourself some ample time to prepare. It is Saturday. We try to enjoy the weekend, but when severe weather comes, we have to put a pause and put safety first. We continue to watch that rotation come out just of the south of Cleveland. Once again, moving away from Splendora, pushing into Ainsworth. Might be noticing some strong winds there at this moment outside of the heavy rain and lightning. Grace also experiencing some stronger winds. Once again, this is going to be coming to you here across Pelican. And Oakdale. And then as we drop to the south, we're still looking at that strong wind just to the north of Kingwood. And River Terrace, Dogwood Acres also experiencing some gusty winds. We're going to give you another live look outside. This is Highway 288 and at Belfort. So with our line of storms, once again, we have that to the north is where we've noticed some of the most severe storms, where we had the best energy. But there's still some active weather to our south, and that's what you're seeing there on those TransStar cameras, that it might just be difficult travel that some of us deal with as we head south along 288. This continues to move in closer to Alvin. Pearland, you're also going to see some of that rain continue to pick up. Manville along Highway 6. 35 just to the south of Hillcrest, also going to notice that wet weather intensifying. That extends down to Holiday Lakes and as well as into Brazoria, just to the east of Sweeney. It's going to continue to push east, and as it does so, anticipate those roads to get wet, heavy downpours as they continue to press to the east. Pasadena, showers, it looks like, with that rain starting to pick up a tad bit more. Also seeing that out to Galena Park as well as Channelview. And as you head just to the south of the city of Houston here, 90. As you head into Foster's Place, Golf Crest, Sunnyside there, you're looking at heavy rain continue to press over your area, your community. Texas Southern University, seeing heavy bouts of rain and frequent lightning coming your way. Herman Brown Park, Oates Prairie, also seeing that into Beaumont Place with some rain that is on the light side, but we could see some of that the heaviest try to shift in just to the south of Beaumont Place. Taking us back into our zone here where we're most concerned with severe thunderstorms and tornadic activity. That is along 69, now to the east of 69, trying to push its way out. And as I anticipated, the National Weather Service extending that tornado warning that's coming out of portions of Montgomery and Liberty there, continuing to push it into Liberty County. And that's now until 1:15 p.m. That tornado warning staying in effect until 1:15 p.m. So let's dive in and let's talk about some communities here in Liberty County that could see some rotation coming your way. Along 105, 302, 321, excuse me. You're feeling the rain, maybe not the rotation just yet. Let's get you to velocity. And you can see that, I'm gonna zoom out just a tad bit. Seems like some of this rotation from the storm out of the south where we had a severe thunderstorm warning, that energy's trying to combine, and then we have a little bit more rotation up here, pushing just to the south and east of Cleveland, once again along 105, Highway 105. So this looks like it could be a rotation couplet in its own out to Answorth. I mentioned you should have been in your safe place earlier. Oakdale, you want to head into your safe place as well if you're not already there. Along County Road 2252. As we head to the south along 321 Carter Settlement, you are now under that new tornado warning that lasts until 1:15. And watching this rotation, potential rotation here, coming out of River Terrace, moving, the core of it moving just to the south of Plum Grove. So keeping an eye on both of those circulations. That are within this general area. So you can see 69 to the east and just to the north of 90 there in Liberty County, coming out of Montgomery County, that border line there, if you're familiar with that, you are looking at some extremely active weather. Let's take you back to your regular reflectivity, see if I can see any notches. So as we take a look at this, we still have that heavy rain. There looks like there might be a hail core in there. Let us know if you're seeing any of that hail reaching the surface. Once again, hail is a good indicator that that storm has enough updraft, strong winds that's keeping that storm together. Not enough downdrafts to help the storm weaken at this point. And this looks like there could be some rotation within that for sure. So once again, our new tornado warning is now for Liberty County and portions of Harris County as well. That borderline where many of those counties meet at. So just trying to give you a gauge of exactly where it's kind of starting and pushing out of as you head to the south of Roman Forest. And we want to give you, also as you look at this radar, you see those reds, you see those oranges. Heavy rain is happening. So another live look here at the East Tex Freeway at Interstate 10. Even though we may not be seeing extreme, once again, winds, there are other impacts. We're seeing ponding and water pushing off the road. You want to slow down. Hydroplaning can happen in any instance, so keep that in mind. We see those cars going pretty fast. Please give yourself good distance in between other vehicles. If you do have to head out, we're still watching this line push its way to the east. And we have another line that looks right now a tad bit shorter, but that could still come across some of our other communities, mainly north of Interstate 10 as we continue through this evening. Severe thunderstorm warning still in effect, for Washington County until 1:15. That does include Brenham. So if you're traveling along 290 to the west, you could run into that, something to keep in mind. As for Houston, we're starting to see improvements the farther west you go. Looks drier out to Fort Bend, as well as in Wharton, even seeing dry conditions into the Woodlands there. But really, as we push into that northeastern corner of Harris County, portions of Montgomery County, as well as Liberty, this is where we have an active severe weather scene, mainly to the north of Kingwood. Kingwood, you're still experiencing lightning and heavy rain, as well as Humble. Splendora also experiencing that severe weather as well, with the heaviest and the worst of the storm trying to now move its way to the north and east. Let's take another look at our velocity here. I'm going to take these warnings off just so I can see a tad bit better and put that into play. So what I'm trying to gauge here is some of this is showing that we still have a good chance of rotation here. Might look like there's some rotation trying to get going just to the north of Hardin there. But really this cluster is what we've been tracking over the last hour, has been moving and some of it decomposing and coming back together. And so that's what I'm kind of trying to see exactly what it's doing. We do once again have those tornado warnings on it, and they dropped the 245 warning, so now we just have this one to be concerned with. What makes it simpler in terms of all of the counties. So we can click around. This includes portions of Harris County. This includes portions of Liberty as well. And this extends until 1:15 p.m. That rotation still holding on tight there. So if you are in any of these communities just to the south and east of Roman Forest, you want to get into your safe place. That includes Plum Grove, likely experiencing high winds at this moment. Let's see if we can toggle some of those. It's not going to let me talk. Oh, there it goes. So around 50 mile per hour winds. And once again, that beam's elevated, so it could be a tad bit higher at the surface. And as we take a look at that wide view with our regular radar here, I want to show you that rain is still coming down pretty hefty across that area. But you can see that storm is trying to get that notch in there. You can see that storm's trying to get that notch in there. So as you move once again to the south and east of Roman Forest, that's where we have that best rotation. On the northern edge of that, just mainly rain, but this will continue to travel to the north and east. So even if you're not experiencing the worst of the storm along 105 and 146, if you live in that corridor, you could be looking at the likelihood for some stronger winds and wrap around as we track out that rotation. Now, Kathy, I hear that we have some updates on some storm damage with some of the rotation that we've been tracking out throughout this morning and afternoon.
Well, that's right. We started our coverage at 10:30 this morning. We've been watching this severe weather just rolling across the Houston area. Reports of a tornado out in Splendora. Of course, all local agencies are also monitoring the situation as well. And now we have our Gage Golding, who is north of Katy right now. He's taking a look and monitoring the situation there, where he says he has found some damage to some homes. Hey, Gage.
Yeah, hey, I want to turn this camera around immediately, just so you know. We're north of the Katy area, just off Katy-Hockley Road. Vehicles tossed from the road into the canal here. But take a look at this as I kind of pull the camera back a little bit. It is windy, so I apologize if you can't hear me. This is a trailer and a truck overturned behind it, a home with its roof ripped off, the plywood ripped off, fences gone. I mean, entire chunks of fences gone, roofs, major pieces of roofs being ripped off. I want to walk over to this home a little bit better. But look at this. This is a big truck. This is a large vehicle that was absolutely overturned by the power of what I can confidently say at this time. And I know, Daji, I want you to chime in here. If there's something you want to see, please let me know. But this is very evident of a tornado. Let's take a look at this roof up here as I can zoom in a little bit. I mean, just absolutely dismantled. The man that lives here, thankfully, they were not home. I just talked to the Harris County Sheriff's Office. Nobody was injured. You look at this, and it is absolutely miraculous that nobody was hurt here. Can you imagine that? I want to show you the front side of this home right here. This family, beautiful family, lived here less than a year. Home destroyed. They're now going to be hunting for a new place to stay. It's incredible to see the magnitude of this storm. Even to stop signs here, throwing the ground. I want to walk a little bit over this way. That's the focus of this home, but that's not the focus of the storm, I should say. But it's not the only home in this community that had significant damage. We're going to walk up right here to this house. And it looks like we might be able to talk to these people. Daji, is there anything that you would like to see? Anything, any questions that you have? Or Brittany, I know you. Everybody's working very hard there behind the scenes. Look at that. I mean, just the roof.
Yeah.
Dismantled, essentially.
And how many, can you repeat maybe how many homes on estimate were maybe touched by that tornado or the winds in that community, Gage?
It looks like at least a half dozen, maybe more homes at this point were damaged by this. In terms of like significant structural damage like that, you know, I'm not talking fences. We're talking about structural damage, something as significant as that. So very.
Yeah, and I can see there that it's already back on the clear side, and that's what the radar is showing too. But we have another line coming that could clip that area once again. Have you been able to talk to any of the residents out there about what their safety plan is now after some of that significant damage to maybe where the only place they have to go? Did we lose Gage? All right, we're going to get back to Gage, but want to get back into this tornado warning. Going to hold on these a little bit longer so you can get your bearings in terms of exactly where I'm talking about. So coming out of Roman Forest and Splendora, this is where we have our tornado warning. Once again, that includes portions of Harris County as well as Liberty County, and that lasts until 1:15 p.m. As we get a bit closer, I'm just trying to give you some more cities and communities. We know 105, 321 also included in this, as well as 146. That storm continues to press its way to the north and east, and it's moving close here to around 40 miles per hour. And this is an indication that it's going to continue to push to the north and east and bring in those strong winds as we have that rotation, which is somewhere around here. So want to break it down in that storm wind, not just the rain, but as we take you into our velocity, this gives everyone a better idea exactly where we are seeing our pockets of circulation. So pushing out of Plum Grove as you approach 321, if you're familiar with that area, that is where we are noticing rotation pushing in. That includes Carter Settlement, Macedonia, as well as Simmons Booth. And once again, this rotation right now sitting just to the south and east of Plum Grove, approaching Carter Settlement along 321, as well as Simmons Booth. If you're in those communities, you want to seek shelter. Zooming on out and trying to find some more areas for you here along 105. Sam Houston, Lum, Franklin along 105 to the north and south of 105. You want to start seeking shelter as you're also under this tornado warning until 1:15. Jacob Settlement also under that tornado warning. Trinity River Lake Estates, you're also under that tornado warning. Right now, the worst is to your south and west, but it will be making its way in. So zooming back into those communities to give you an idea of where you are. Grand Cane along 146 on the edge of that tornado warning. You're inside of it, but the worst is still to your south and west. So you have some time to prepare here. Get inside of your home, your business, wherever you might be. Get into an interior room on the lowest level with no windows. That's going to be the safest place. Moss Hill, as well as Merriam and Tanner Settlement, also in this tornado warning. As I zoom back to the south here, this is where we have that rotation that continues to press to the north and east. This is moving around 40 miles per hour, just a few miles per hour, under 40 to be technical, but it's moving rather quickly. And so that's why we're going to give you that extra lead time to get prepared. As far as rain and what you might be experiencing or expecting to come, the heaviest is still coming out of portions of Plum Grove there. So going to go back to some of those same neighborhoods that I mentioned earlier, but just talking about a different impact when it comes to this tornadic activity. The rain. Carter Settlement, you're noticing changing from moderate rain to heavy rain at this moment. A lot of lightning coming with that as well. Another reason you want to get inside. Lightning is very dangerous and can be damaging and deadly. And we want to prevent any injuries here today. Lum, Macedonia, you're also noticing that band of rain for Oakdale as well. Moderate to heavy, especially if you head in those reds, and that is to the south of 105. This is why we're saying, hey, our rotation is over here, but it's going to continue to push its way in. And as it does so, we're going to start to notice those winds increasing and the chance for some damage to happen on our properties, as we've seen what we had with Gage, who was out just to the north of Katy. As you head along 105 there in the Franklin and Jacob Settlement, in and out of heavy rain as this storm continues to push into your community. That's once again along 105. Now I'm going to move to the north of 105, giving you some of those neighborhoods once again. Trinity Lake Estates, Sam Houston, Grand Cane. You are in a thick layer of rain there, heavy downpours, and also looking at some lightning strikes along 146. Would not be surprised if you're seeing some ponding at this time. I'm going to zoom out for you just a tad bit more to see what our storm's doing there out of the south. So we're still seeing that, once again, rotation right in about, let me use blue that'll stick out here, and that's going to continue to press its way likely to the north and east. So that's why we're really honing in on this area. Still heavy rain coming out of Kingwood there. That's going to continue to improve as this storm shifts to the north and east. Humboldt and Bush, we're also seeing some major improvements here as that storm continues to push to the north and east. Now, giving you another wide look of what else is going in around town, we have a new warning that has been issued. This is a tornado warning. This includes Brazoria County. Going to zoom on in. This is Highway 6, 35. That includes Alvin, just outside of Manville there. So if you're driving south along Highway 6, you want to find that safe zone. It could be a gas station, a friend's house, a business that you may ask that you can go into. We're seeing this pushing into West South Street, Parker School Road, as well as into Algola. And let me pull up that velocity on this, once again, new tornado warning. This is to the south now, so the southern line's starting to try to get a little feisty. Seems like we might have some coupling. Let me see. Right about there. That's until 1:30. And our best rotation excuse me, best rotation 135, just to the west of 135. So if you were in these communities just to the south of Alvin, including Alvin, you want to get into that safe place. As you could see, some tornadic activity coming your way. Right now, likely, once again, south of Highway 6 for the strongest of the winds, and National Weather Service saying confirmed. So if I could have somebody see if we have any Click 2 pins coming in from that area, let me know. They're saying this is a confirmed tornado out across Brazoria County. Once again, this is just that rotation happening in and around Parker School Road, Hillcrest, South Street, Alvin as well. If you're in these communities, you want to make sure you are seeking shelter, as we do have a tornado out there that has been confirmed by the National Weather Service. And pardon me zooming in so much, I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting everyone included. And here are some landmarkers in and around this Brazoria County area. So My Road, you want to seek shelter. Friendswood Road, you want to seek shelter. Algoa, you want to seek shelter. Even extending in the Santa Fe High School area as you head down further on Highway 6. So this is intersecting portions of Highway 6 and 35 there. This is going to be important for you to seek shelter. Do want to head back to the north to see how our rotation is going there. And so, yeah, there we have it, that rotation still continuing with that tornado warning. Once again, this is portions of Liberty and Harris County. Now, I think it moved out of our western portions of Harris County, so solely Liberty County. With this tornado warning, it's been lasting quite a long time, coming now closer to 321 and just to the south and west of 105. So moving away from Plum Grove, if you're familiar with this area, moving away from Plum Grove, but continues to push its way closer to right over Carter Settlement, Midway Road, Blackwell Road. If you're in any of these communities, you should definitely already be in your safe place. If you are to the north of 105, get into your safe place. County Road 2252, 2252, County Road 2252, that is coming across Shoe. Sam Houston, Trinity River Lake Estates along 146 there in Grand Cane. You want to make sure you are getting to the lowest level of your home. That rotation continues to push its way to the north and east. Once again, approaching 105 and eventually approaching 146 here. Excuse me, as we continue into your 1 o'clock hour. So within the next 5 minutes for some, as you head along 105, you need to already be in that safe place. If you're north of 105, I would say about 5 to 10 minutes coming your way. Going to check back on that rotation down across Brazoria County. This continues to ride 35. Highway 35 approaching Hillcrest. If you're in these communities, once again, safe place is key at this point. The National Weather Service confirming that there is a tornado in this community. Parker School Road, Hillcrest. Once again, calling out landmarkers that will make sense to you at home. So if you hear them, just know this is your community. Or if you know someone there, just know that this is your community. As we head along Highway 6, even if you have family along Highway 6 out of Alvin pushing to Santa Fe, I would tell those in this area to also seek some shelter as this continues to push its way to the north. My Road, as well as McFarland Road, included in this tornado warning.
Yep.
This is moving northeast at 33 miles per hour. This storm is on track to continue to press to the north and east and bring impacts. Even though we're not in those tornado warnings yet, that same storm system could push in its rain and winds across Santa Fe High School, 118, which Santa Fe High School, you are in the tornado warning. So here in the next 10 to 20 minutes, Alvin, you're going to be seeing that in the next 6 minutes. League City, you have about 25. I'm reducing these times here as the system's moving, could pick up some steam, so just giving you a better lead time. Our system says 1:28 by the time the center of the storm gets to League City, but you could still feel, once again, some winds ahead of that. So get to your safe place, even though you're not in that tornado warning. If this stays together, it could bring some impacts out there. That also includes Webster and Dickinson as we head into 1:30, with, once again, the center of the storm pushing to the north and east, getting closer to 45. Once again, a confirmed situation down here, confirmed tornado across portions of Brazoria County. As you move out of 35, you can see that red and green coupling that continues to travel along 35, approaching Alvin, approaching Hillcrest, and making its way closer to Highway 6. Keep this in mind if you do live in that community. I want to zoom back out for you and get another check on our storm systems out towards our north. We're still looking at a decent rotation here across Liberty County. This is continuing, once again, to come across 321 and 105. This is moving around 33 miles per hour. So with that, we're going to continue to see these communities, once again, to the south of 105 as well as to the north, feel the impacts of this rotation. I know these are some smaller communities, so we have to zoom in real close to get them to pop up. Macedonia, Lum, Oakdale, Midway, Carter Settlement, you should already be in your safe place. Coming your way into Franklin, Jacob Settlement, once again along 105 there. Sam Houston, Trinity Lakes Estates, also you need to be in your safe place. County Road 2252, you want to be in your safe spot. Zoom in on in so those cities can still pop up. If you do live in any of these communities, if you live along 105 to the south or to the north, you are going to want to take shelter. That shelter looks like for us an opportunity for interior room. And there looks like just to, this is outside of our viewing area, but still want to make mention of it. Harding, Texas. You might be receiving some of our weather alerts if you live there. That is a new tornado warning as we have another circulation developing, and that is until 1:30 p.m. So out to Harding, coming out of Liberty, there's another area of circulation, potential tornado developing. This looks like a really rural area, but if you know anyone who's driving today between 146, Highway 146 and 287, or Shepherd and Stour Lake, they could encounter that storm system, as well as the storm system that has continued to move out of the Houston area and into Liberty County. Zooming out, another look at this tornado, once again, across Brazoria that has been confirmed. I'm just going to keep bouncing around so everybody, no matter what side of town you're on, can get your fair share of information here right now. This is along Highway 6 and 35. And you can continue to see that pressing to, yes, the north there. So Alvin, Hillcrest, as you go to, once again, Highway 6, these zones are where I keep repeating that you want to make sure you have a safe place. If you know anyone driving, even into Algoa, Santa Fe High School, that intersection between 35 and Highway 6 is where we continue to see that rotation pushing through. And as I mentioned, the same storm system, as we take you to our regular radar, which many of us know, can easily view here, as this continues to approach, that same system will continue to bring more rain into places like Dickinson, as well as into League City, where it's already rainy. A wide view of what we have going on in terms of our line. So once again, as we started many hours ago, this line was well to the west, racing to the east. It continues to push out to the east, and we'll start to see some relief across Liberty County as well as into Brazoria County. But this looks like it could stay with us even into Chambers County. So keep an eye on that. This does include portions of Galveston County, not the island itself, but as you head once again to the north along 45 there. We also still have that severe thunderstorm warning. This includes Brenham. And that line has continued to push through here, bringing heavy downpours. This is that next line that I think could still spawn some severe weather, but it's really going to depend how much sunshine we have seen in between, and the location of this line is positioned to the north, so it might likely impact places north of Interstate 10. We have an update from who, I'm sorry? Oh, Brittany has an update. Brittany, what are you looking at?
All right, so I'm looking at a couple different things. One thing we're watching and tracking just behind the scenes is going to be mobile homes. We're reporting heavily damaged and destroyed, brick homes with roofs completely removed. So this is going to be in the area of, we're going to get Porter Heights. We've got several different calls on areas in Porter Heights, and I want to go over why Dodge goes to the street level, just the big picture of what's happening now. So we have a tornado warning down south. You can see this is a newer one, expected to expire in Galveston at 1:30. As we zoom in just a little bit tighter, you can see, take a look at your screen, look at all those lightning strikes happening now. So this is going to be the Hillcrest area, Alvin, Santa Fe. You can see it is very active. They just put up that tornado warning. Lightning strikes in this box, 120. So very active. We're looking at a lot of intensity. Again, this is going to be Hillcrest, Alvin, Santa Fe High School. You can see right there near 6. This is an area of concern as we take a look at the big picture. That is the newest tornado warning that has just been issued. As I take a look at the big picture, you can still see the areas that Dodgy was talking about too. This is going to be up to the north as we look at the second tornado warning. This is in Liberty, Texas. So this is expected to expire hopefully in 4 minutes. Lightning strikes, however, we're at 206. You can see that. So the intensity really isn't dying. So I'll be interested to find out if they extend this. But this is going to be Plum Grove. If you live near 321, 105, you can see the heavier downpours coming down, plus the lightning as we approach 146. So this is the second tornado watch. Then just to the east of that, we're looking at that tornado warning. This is Hardin, Texas. So this, as we zoom in to look at the intensity of it, we're at 106. And as we look at neighborhoods and cities, this is going to be Thicket, Bragg. You can see up to the north, just west of Oak Shade, and some light rain happening right now in the Warren County area. That's followed by just next to it. It's not a tornado warning, but it's still a thunderstorm warning really close to that tornado warning, Tyler, Texas. That's expected to expire at 1:45, and same story for Polk. So that's an area of concern. And a newer update is going to be Brenham. Take a look at this. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. So this is not a tornado warning or watch, but it is a severe thunderstorm warning. And as I take a look at the lightning, I can see why we're at 199. So that intensity is building in this area. 290 is the area we want you to avoid. This is where we're going to see heavy rain coming down. The lightning strikes as we look at that thunderstorm warning. This is going to be on 36 Gray Hill, Cedar Hill Road. You're going to see the heavier rain, Quail Run Road, Lange Lake Road, Old Mill Creek. You have the heavier downpours happening right now as we speak. So that is the additional one. Not to mention, those are our watches, our tornado watches and warnings happening now, but we still have very heavy rain. Oh, this is heavy rain coming down too. This one, is this, okay, so let's take a look at this one. Yes, so that confirmed tornado warning, again, this is a concern for us, just the Hillcrest area. If you live near This is going to be McFarland Road, Fur Road, Lily Road. These are the areas we're seeing those heavier downpours come down. And we're also watching that lightning, especially near Cemetery Road, as we make our way east to Avenue Q. So big picture just showing you, again, a confirmed tornado warning. This is going to be 1:30. I think a lot of just off the record, I mean, we can speak about off the record. I mean, just National Weather Service just talking about where they're headed and where they're concerned. A lot of people are talking about the area of Porter Heights. I'll tell you, not only are we getting reports of mobile homes that are heavily damaged and destroyed, but I will also say that there's been a conversation just about someone saying that they have family in the area and they're getting emergency service calls. And again, this is going to be in that Porter area near, I'm going to zoom out and click, it's close to Yumpin Lode. I hope I'm saying that right, but Yumpin Lane. This is the area of Porter Heights that we'll continue to watch. It's about an hour away from here. Several reports of damage there as well. So big picture, again, you can see, I would say when we started, just for context, at 10:30, we were looking at this map right here. And with the lightning strikes and the intensity, we were at 300. We are now at 114 and lightning strikes are at 917. So this intensity is building as that second line makes its way to us, which is probably why Brenham right now is under that severe thunderstorm warning, followed by that heavy rain happening on 290. So if you live in the Brenham area, this is the area you're going to want to avoid with that heavy rain, 290, 105, as that downpours continue to happen for you as this cell right here makes its way up to the College Station area. Our primary concern, however, is going to be that tornado warning right here, a couple of them that we're watching. Again, if you're just joining us, take a look at your screen. Expected to expire right now. Will that happen? I don't know. Take a look at that intensity as we zoom in again at 217, just with the lightning strikes. So the areas of concern with this is going to be, again, Blue Stream Street. This is Plum Grove, Grand Parkway. As we make our way up to 321 to the east, we're looking at heavier downpours, Jacob Settlement, Moss Hill, Franklin, 105, 146. As we make our way up to Caraway, these are areas under that, and it looks like just now it popped up. Did you see that? So that has now expired, and we're now moving to the east. So that's some good news, even though the intensity, I think, is pretty strong there in terms of the storms. That has expired, but this one has popped up. So what do we have going on here? That's that tornado warning. This is in Tyler, Texas, which is, I think, just a little bit outside of our area. But still, it's still showing you the intensity, the lightning strikes, the Wildwood area, Oak Shade. So now that that one is no longer an issue or that warning has expired, I think it's really going to be about this right here, and this is down to the south. Again, a tornado warning. This one is confirmed tornado warning in the Galveston area. So let's look at these street names because I want to make sure you're tornado ready. I want you to make sure that you have your radio, your cell phone on. You want to get to your lower level floors and stay away from the windows. Make sure to seek shelter. Park Street, Lily Road, right here, South Tower Road. This is going to be right next to Santa Fe High School on 6 right here. Looking as we zoom into Thompson Road, Mustang Road, making our way up to 35, Shirley Avenue. This is going to be McFarland right there. And you can see those heavier downpours happening here, right here in the corner with that lightning happening now. So that's expected to expire in the next 15 minutes, but we still have all these showers just to the south of it as well. You can see Liverpool, that 335 corridor. Rain is slowly trying to move to the east. It just hasn't happened yet. So that is a cell that we'll continue to watch and track. As we take a look at the big picture, you can see it's zooming out. It's going to be about this line. Can you see that arrow? This line right here that we're going to continue to watch. We started watching it this morning when we went on air around 6 o'clock in the Dallas area, making its way to us. And you can still see they're looking at flash flood warning, those heavier thunderstorms. And now what we're doing is we're just waiting for that line to make its way to us. And you can see it right here. This is going to be what we're watching right here in our neighborhood and just to the north of us as that one is expired. But still, look, the tornado warning expired, but we're still seeing that heavier rain, 178 lightning strikes on this shot alone as that tornado warning moves slowly northeast. That means we're watching Brenham just with heavy rain. No, that's tornado watch is until 5 o'clock, but we're not watching any warnings there, but we will continue to watch this one here. Again, this is the Santa Fe, Hillcrest, Alvin one. I will tell you on Click 2 Pins, what I was seeing was, and I just posted this not too long ago, a couple overturned cars. That's where our Gabe's at, I believe, and he's going to show you this. If you live near Katy, Hockley, I hope I'm saying that right, at 529, we have the reports that tornado touching down near Windward community. I'm looking at a picture. I know it's on our Click 2 Pins too, of just that overturned car. So we know that we have damage in that area as well. So again, what we're concerned with right now is not only the rain and the thunderstorms, but I think it's going to be this area to the south, the Galveston tornado warning expected to hopefully expire at 1:30. As we zoom in again, you can see the Hillcrest, the lightning strikes, Lily Road. This is going to be Canal Road, South Tower Road, Park Street, Cemetery Road. We're seeing that as well. McFarland Road, big picture. Showing you, let's see which way that's going to move in the next, I'm going to move, okay, so it's going to be moving a little bit to the east. So watching that, hopefully that's going to clear out soon. But if I did a track on that to kind of see, okay, not only do we have to prepare for Hillcrest and what's happening right now, but what do we look forward to? Like, who else needs to be prepared near League City if it moves that way? This is our track right now. Santa Fe High School at 1:30, League City at 1:44, Dickinson at 1:44, Webster at 1:46. And we'll continue to watch that right here to see if that develops, if they extend that tornado warning throughout the next 15 minutes, as intensity is still building there for us as we continue to watch that rain come down. So not only do we have that tornado warning, but we are watching heavier rain on that busy corridor of 45, League City, Webster. You can see that right here, Clear Lake City, League City. So this is the area we'll watch again for the next 20 minutes to see if that gets extended, that tornado warning. As we move up to the north, another area is just heavier rain. If you live in the Deer Park area, 225, as you right there at the 8 intersection, heavier rain. This is Southmore Avenue at Burke Road. You're probably, I'm not seeing thunder with that, but I am seeing those heavier downpours. I think a lot of the lightning right here is going to be in the bottom half of the map. Clear Lake, Dickinson, Santa Fe. You're seeing it come down, not to mention, again, it's going to be that tornado warning. So that's our primary concern right now. And you can see how long that goes, really, basically from the Freeport area up to Lake Jackson, making its way into Santa Fe, Alvin, and Clear Lake, and expected to go probably into the Baytown area if it all holds together. And if that happens, we're looking at League City at 126, Webster at 128, Clear Lake City 129, Johnson Space Center at 130, Lakeside at 131. So that's the track that will continue. Will it hold together? I don't know that answer, but we're going to be here until it clears. So that's the area of concern that we're going to watch. We also, again, have that rain. This is 225 Deer Park Lake as we approach 225. And then just some wide showers right now in Baytown. As we go ahead and look up to the north, we see Bush, and we see the 610, just that rain. So Dodgy, I know you're continuing to track the thunderstorms and the tornado warning in that track. What do you have right now as we speak?
Yeah, some of those same cities that you called out, Brittany, they're in this track. So League City, earlier when I was on, it seemed like we were far away from League City, but now you definitely want to make sure you're finding that safe place. Even though we're not in that tornado warning, this is what we call that lead time, giving you time to think of where you can go to be safe, whether you're at home, on the road, or visiting family and friends. As we take a look at this, this box here, that also includes Dickinson here in the next 10 minutes or so, Johnson Space Center, Clear Lake around 1:40 p.m. Seabrook also will be feeling the impacts of this storm system that continues to turn and have that rotation associated with it. Heavy rains coming with this storm system, as we mentioned, but I want to get you back to that velocity just so I can show you where that rotation is. It continues to funnel its way to the north and east, and it stayed together even though it is looks small. That coupling is tight, so it's staying together pretty good. As we take you back to radar, want to give you a sense of hope here in terms of that line that we've been monitoring. So as Brittany showed you out through Liberty County, now it's simply just rain and thunderstorms still coming down with lots of lightning, so still be careful, but no warnings in Liberty County at this point. Even Harris County looks dry, and I've seen some Click 2 Pins with some rainbows, so that is a sign kind of hope that we are seeing a break between our next line, but that sunshine could also reactivate this line that's coming our way. So we'll monitor that. Now, I want to focus here across portions, once again, of Brazoria County, where we had this tornado warning now extending into portions of Galveston County there. This continues to move to the north and east, but we did see some reports in our National Weather Service, from the National Weather Service, that there have been damage across Liverpool. So something to keep in mind, even if you're driving and you're outside of that tornado warning here today, you could run into areas, roads, things of that nature that may be damaged. That in itself is a hazard, so take it seriously. As this, and it looks like we may have seen this tornado warning extended as we anticipated, because that rotation still holding together, still has this purple inside of the warning. And we see that purple inside of the warning, that means confirmed. So it's still something on the ground there as this continues to track its way through portions of Brazoria, out of Brazoria into Galveston County, and then likely going to touch back into, once again, portions of Clear Lake there, even included in that. So want to zoom in. Before we zoom in, let's see if I can get you another track on this. If it'll pop up for me, may not want to pop up, but we are going to be looking at some of those same cities as I mentioned: League City, Dickinson, Clear Lake, 45. This is a major, as you head on the Gulf Freeway here, this is approaching the Gulf Freeway. So we want everyone along Highway 6, and if you live in between 45 there, you need to be on alert. Call your friends, tell them to stay off the roads. This is a populated area as it continues to move to the north and east as we get closer to League City and pushing into Dickinson, pushing closer to Clear Lake as well as Seabrook. This new tornado warning, this is in effect until 2 o'clock. Right now, it's 1:25. That's still another 30, 35 minutes for some of us here that will have to deal with being alert and having the potential for rotation to come into your neighborhood. Once again, this also includes portions of Galveston County until 2 p.m. as well. There is a confirmation that there is some damage as well as something on the ground in terms of tornadic activity. So giving you some more communities here as we zoom on in where that rotation is and where it will continue to go. Dickinson, going to continue to press along 45, as well as coming across portions of League City, 146, Bay Cliff, San Leon, also in this tornado warning. This rotation has been known to create damage. We have seen pictures of damage in some of these communities when that rotation started back across Brazoria County. So keep that in mind, please, as we continue to track this out. Santa Fe High School, Arcadia, all of you starting to get on the backside of some of that rotation, but I would still stay in that safe place until this clears a little bit further to the north. Zooming on out, once again, Clear Lake, Dickinson, 146, and between Highway 3, this is going to be another area that we're going to have some concern. And let me zoom on out for you, making sure we don't have anything else popping along that line to the north. Getting you back here to our regular reflectivity. We're still looking at this secondary line. As I mentioned, we have some concern with this pushing in. Huntsville starting to see showers and thunderstorms developing. Continue to see this move out of Brenham. There is a new severe thunderstorm warning out to Austin County. This we'll have to watch out for to see if it continues to press its way to the east, which it looks like it will try to. So I would say, Katy, still be on alert here as we continue into the next hour or so to see if that cell tries to stick together. I want to make sure we don't have any good indication of rotation with that. So we don't, so that's good news, but likely just some thunderstorms that we'll continue to watch out for there. Then as we lead back down to our zone here, we're still monitoring, once again, that rotation moving out of Brazoria into Galveston County at this point in time. And it looks like it could continue to push more east-northeast, so a little bit more slanted. But I would still say if you're in Clear Lake, especially in a Dickinson, you want to go into that safe zone. 45, Highway 3, League City, also on the edge of this tornado warning that lasts until 2 p.m. I'm going to go back into velocity. Want to see what it looks like as we continue. Let's see if I can get a better... So there's still some rotation there, and that's going to continue to push in. Now we're getting close to the radar, so making it a little bit more scattered for me, a little bit more difficult to see, so I might change our radar here in just a moment. But in the meantime, just know that if you are in these communities, we are going to continue to see Dickinson, once again, getting the chance for that rotation to come right over you. 45, that Gulf Freeway there, as you head to the south of Dickinson, also going to be looking at that rotation. If you are away from 45 in some of these smaller neighborhoods to the east of Dickinson, as you head into 146, you also want to find your safe spot. We're talking about roads like Hughes Road, as well as North Humble Camp Road, leading into Baycliff there, and Gordy Road and Bayview. League City, East League City Parkway, you want to make sure you are staying weather alert at this moment. Find that safe spot, as that rotation is likely going to continue to press to the north and east as long as it stays together. Now, if it doesn't stay together, great news, but we want to prepare for the worst because we have seen this particular cell create damage. Once again, be confirmed that there is something on the ground. Texas City Avenue, as well as California Street there, Hill Avenue, just behind Highway 3. You'll want to, once again, find a safe place. We're also seeing likely, once again, into 146. This is pushing into Galveston County. Going to zoom on out for you one more time so we can get a better idea of where that storm is at this moment. And it continues, once again, the heaviest rain associated with it still out of Santa Fe, and likely this is where we have some of our rotation. As this continues to get closer to the radar, I'm going to have to change this, see if we can change that radar site, because it's going to get a little tougher to see that clearly. You can see that those spikes. So those, that'll make it a little bit harder to pick up on that velocity for us. So I'll go back here in a second and change that. But just know, if you are coming across Galveston County, Gulf Freeway headed to the south, you will be experiencing some severe weather here due to that tornadic activity that has the history of creating damage in some of those communities. Still keeping an eye on this storm system back towards the west along Interstate 10, trying to give Sealy as well as Katy some lead time. This is a highly, well-driven area along Interstate 10 in and out of the Houston area. So I would just say, hey, give it a second so we can see if this tries to push a little further to the north. That has been the trend here today. That's scooting instead of just strictly to the east. It has some of these storms continue to press to the north and east, which could slightly miss Katy. But in the meantime, just know that it could come your way. Still some showers and storms out to Roman Forest and Bush. Nothing severe warned at this point in time. As we zoom on out to the north of Huntsville, there is a severe thunderstorm warning for Trinity. That includes Crockett. That is until 2:15 p.m. We're going to be watching that with that second line of storms that continues to travel to the north and east. A few spotty showers out through Conroe, and still looking soggy through Northern Liberty there as well. Brittany, are we seeing anything new in terms of damage here from the National Weather Service?
Oh, let me take a look, because I'm looking right now while you're talking about Gulf Freeway, that 45, just to kind of see the atmosphere. I don't know if you can see that traffic camera, but happening now, you can just see the dark skies and that rain. When I look at National Weather Service and what they're saying behind the scenes, or to us to tell you, I think that really it's going to be that we're going to continue to watch some trees down. I think it's really going to be Porter, though. That's the area of concern. As soon as those calls came came in. Again, this is going to be, I would say, right here, Yumpin Lane. This is the area of concern, Porter Heights. We're going to continue to watch and track that. That's going to be in the northern area, but it's really, and I show you this traffic camera. Can we show you this really quick? This is 45 Gulf Freeway near Bay Area Boulevard. That traffic camera is just going to show you those darker skies. It's not pouring down there yet, but that's part of that. We have the tornado warning and a thunderstorm warning, tornado warning again. It's going to be the Santa Fe as we make our way up to 6, the heavier lightning, Santa Fe High School. We have a team, I actually believe we have a crew headed that way to see the damage that we have in that area. And then League City and that 45 corridor, that's an area that we're watching behind the scenes with the traffic cameras. It looks dark. I'm not seeing heavier rain there yet. But as we move to the east, Clear Lake, Bayview, Bay Cliff, you're in that tornado warning again, and that's going to hopefully expire at 2 o'clock, although it has been extended both in time and space. So that's our primary concern right there. To the west, again, it's going to be Interstate 10. This is the area I still wouldn't avoid. We have a thunderstorm warning, 110 lightning strikes right here in this box. This popped up, I would say, when Dodgy was on air covering it. So this is a more recent development that we've had. So zooming into this and the heavier rain and thunderstorms, again, Newburgh Road. This is going to be Bailey Road and heavier rain in the gustier conditions, Yellow Creek Road into this box right here as we speak. So the thunderstorms, not to mention Brenham. Now, we were looking at this area, and earlier we did have a severe thunderstorm warning. That's no longer the case. And you can see those lightning strikes have moved to the north, I think, kind of fast. And you can see as we look at that. So Brenham, you're still going to get some rain. This is happening now, right now, as we speak on 105 North Park Street, Day Street, South Blue Bell Road, South Market. As we make our way up to the north, you can see the heavier rain, Prairie Hill, Early Wine Road, Sandy Hill, but the lightning has moved to the north. So this is going to be more of that 105 area, Allen Farm. You're going to start to hear, if you haven't, those thunderstorms, William Penn Road, Bluff Road. You're getting the heaviest amounts of rain in that area as it tries to make it all the way up to the College Station. And then that brings us to that 45 corridor we've been watching since we've been on air at 6 o'clock this morning. It's slowly moving Huntsville into Crockett. We still have that heavier rain, thunderstorm. That's expected to expire at 2:15. Not to mention everything that you see right there and right on your screen. That is a tornado watch expected to expire at 5 o'clock. Let me show you this. Let me show you this, Transtar. Take a look at your screen. This is 45 Gulf Freeway at Holland North. Heavy conditions right now. That rain's coming down. Gustier conditions. You can see that camera. It is shaking back and forth as folks try to drive through that rain. But we do have a tornado warning in that area. I believe that 45 corridor. It's expected to expire at 2 o'clock as that rain comes down. You can see the gustier conditions as traffic slowly fights its way down 45 Gulf Freeway at Holland North. That's what we're watching and tracking, those conditions. And you can see it. Those cars, I wouldn't be driving that right now. Look at that rain. It's just moving, that gustier conditions. You can see it being carried over the road. It's got to be hard to see. That is something I wouldn't want to do, especially, like I said, I was a traffic reporter for a decade. Those dangerous conditions as those cars slowly are trying to fight that weather. They need to pull over for there. Again, in that area that we're showing you right now, that is where we have that, I believe, that tornado warning. We have one. This is going to be that 45 corridor, League City, Dickinson. As you try to make your way down south, you're going to fight that heavy rain happening now with that dangerous conditions, this tornado warning and the gustier conditions as that camera starts to go down. So look at here, Gulf Freeway at Hughes Road. You can see those cars, they're looking underneath that underpass. So they're stalled underneath that bridge, or they're trying to avoid. I mean, there's probably really heavy rain. We do have that tornado warning. We have, looking at the box behind the scenes, 145 lightning strikes right now as we speak. So this is an area of concern. Then you're looking at Gulf Freeway 45 at Hughes Road as those cars sit underneath the underpass right now, and that rain comes down. Now the rain isn't too heavy, but I can tell you what the rain combined with the gustier conditions, and we're looking at 6 o'clock this morning, we were looking at 25 miles per hour. So just seeing that wind whip by with that rain, you can see it's dangerous. He's actually trying to pull back right there. You see him or her right there trying to pull back away from whatever is going on in front of us. Either way, it's a dangerous condition. I want you to avoid the roads right now, especially with that rain, those people on the side of the road. It's just a recipe for disaster. Not to mention, we do have a tornado warning that has been extended, not only with time, but with area as well. So it's going to be that Santa Fe 45 corridor, League City. As we zoom in right here, again, we're looking at League City right here as we make our way down that Gulf Freeway, down to Emmett Expressway. We're seeing it Delaney Road, Brown Drive. The heaviest amount of rain right now, though, is going to be 2nd Street, Avenue J, Dickinson, Mary Lane. You can see it there, Cemetery Road, Avenue Q, Avenue L, and J. They're getting it the worst right now as we speak. And I think that's what our traffic camera was kind of showing you. It's just those dangerous conditions. Moving with that tornado warning, Bayview, you're also seeing thunder, lightning, rain, gustier conditions, which we saw on that traffic camera. So this is Bayview, Bay Cliff, Gordy Road, Clear Lake, as we make our way up to Bayshore Drive, up to 5th Street. Downpours are coming in this box alone. We're at 148 lightning strikes, so that intensity hasn't stopped. And even as we look at that big picture, we're seeing, again, when we started more of the tornado coverage at that, I would say 10:30, we were at 300 lightning strikes. As I pull out just a little bit, just for the intensity of all the lines of storms that we're watching and tracking, we're now at 994. So it's definitely an intense storm, and we're getting a little bit of a break here or there as it slowly tries to move its way. You can see up to the north, outside of our viewing area. We'll continue to watch those severe storms right here at Cleveland, that 49 corridor, 69. We're seeing it right there, and then down to the south, I think is our concern is going to be right here, just electrifying storm. And we showed you that. Maybe we can get back to that other traffic camera, but we showed you the heavier downpours on 45 Hillcrest. Oh, yes. I want
My mic back up.
Oh, yes, I would love for you to do that, to show them what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I see exactly what you're talking about.
So we can see that red and green coupling that's right over Dickinson. This is a really bad situation right now. Sad to say that. We want everyone to take this very seriously, get into that safe place if you're not already there in places like Bay Cliff and San Leon along 146. I know we sound like a broken record here, but this is a very serious situation. This particular storm system has tracked over several counties and will likely continue to do so. Once again, this tornado warning encompasses portions of Galveston County as well as portions of Harris County, and we're going to continue to see this push to the north and east. So I'm just calling out San Leon here, Bay Cliff, Dickinson. If you're anywhere in this vicinity, we have some concerns for you, major concerns as that tornadic activity continues to move on through. We're looking at North Humble Camp Road, Hughes Road, seeing some of the worst of it right now, as well as Dickinson Avenue, Texas Avenue, and California Street. We mentioned some of these names earlier when it was just to your south, but just reiterating now, it is looking pretty feisty out there, pretty nasty. And this is our newest radar loop that just came in, now continues to push its way through the town of Dickinson on that northeastern side. Once again, calling out some cities and roads ahead of that so you can get to that safe place if you're not already there. Bay Cliff, Bayview, Gordy Road. In that community, you could see some of the impacts from this tornado and its winds. Still want to keep in mind if this tries to pivot even a little slighter to the east here, Beach Drive could feel some impacts from that. 25th Street as well as into Bay Shore, San Leon, and 2nd Street also in this tornado warning. So we just want to make sure we're covering everyone, each and every community here across portions of Galveston County. Once again, this is now past, as I zoom on out here, past 45, at least the center of it is past 45 and continues to push its way to the east of 45. You might still be noticing some strong winds on the backside of that, but the center of circulation continues to move its way to the north and east of 45. So Bay Cliff, once again, Highway 146, East Bay Shore. We're just trying to watch these slight movements to see if it's going to pivot a little little to the north or a little farther to the east. So focusing here for now on Beach Drive, once again, San Leon, East Bay Shore as you get close to that Bay Area. And then went ahead just to the due north of where that center is on the League City Parkway, still remain weather alert here as we could see this touch some of those communities as it tries to creep in closer to 146. And just want to zoom back out to make sure we don't have any other warnings popping up at this point in time. So let me do a quick zoom out for you. Still looking at this particular cell. Once again, I mentioned Sealy and Katy could see some impacts from that, and then we'll continue to notice the wet weather pressing to the north of Huntsville there. Going to zoom right back into our zone here that has a cell that we have been tracking out. That tornado warning continues to be extended. Earlier it was only supposed to be for 30 minutes, still up here till 2 o'clock. So we'll continue to watch out for that. Once again, extended out of Brazoria County, now pushing its way through Galveston County, and we'll be touching, and even some of that tornado warning touching portions of Harris County. So keep that in mind here. 146 is that highway that I have some concerns for as we continue to see that circulation lift to the north. And if you're in between Bay Cliff and Clear Lake, you also want to seek shelter. I mentioned this road many times. East League City Parkway, Gordy Road. We're also looking at the chance for that, once again, into Bay Cliff, East Bay Shore Drive. So that takes you all the way down there along the Bay Shore. Beach Drive, you want to be on high alert as well. Let's take you back to this regular radar so you can see where the rain is situated. We can see that California Street, Dickinson Avenue, looking at some heavy rain right now. We're looking at some of that lighter rain. So sometimes with these storms, the heaviest rain has yet to come, and then it comes all out of a sudden for what it seems like out of nowhere. But just know if you're in lighter rain right now, it is going to get potentially worse as that rotation will spin some of that rain into your communities along 146, and we can continue to see that approach into Beach Drive, Atwater Avenue as well. North Humble Camp Road, South Humble Camp Road also want to be on the alert. But I do think our rotation here has been moving in a more northeasterly trend. And so that's why I'm keeping an eye on this particular area as we head through the rest of our 2 o'clock hour and likely even extending that. Want to see what our lightning looks like. Still a decent amount of lightning strikes out there. Just another reason to be indoors. And let me see if they extended this. Looks like it's going into the bay in terms of that warning. So it may, right now, some of you might own property such as boats. If they're not in your shed or a storage unit and they're still sitting on the water, now is not the time to try to go get that boat and try to make it secure. We are more worried about you as a person. So I would say stay indoors, but just know you might want to check that out afterwards, after this storm passes. That could bring some impacts across portions of the Bay Area there. As we take a look at the system, going to break it back down to your velocity, and we can see here that this continues to push. So it's pushing to the north and the east. It's coming right, and just so you be clear of what I'm looking at, looking at that. So as it continues to push to the north and east, it's approaching 146. So that's why I was calling out places like Bay Cliff as well as Highway 146. Even keeping San Leon in mind there. 25th Street, Beach Drive. This could still bring in some impacts, but the core of that circulation, once again, coming right over 146 at this moment. If you know anyone that lives just off of 146, call them. Say, hey, are you in your safe place? place. Make sure they have a way to get alerts here as we continue to track this out. Bayview, you're going to be on the edge of that circulation, might feel a strong wind impacts. Also going to see that out to Gordy Road as well. And I can see here from the sketching on the map, it looks like there could be some homes, some subdivisions in there. So keep that in mind. Going to see if I can get any more landmarks for you as you head into Avenue E, Grand Avenue. I keep saying Gordy Road, Bayshore Drive there, Jackson Avenue, just off of 146, Palm Lane, Elm Lane. This rotation could come over your community. South Crest Street, Smith Street, also could see that rotation come over you. Vicksburg Road, you're just to the south of 146, so you'll see that come your way a tad bit closer here as this continues to track its way to the north and east. And right now it is 1:47 p.m. As of now, the National Weather Service has this going through 2 p.m. But as long as this circulation sticks together, it could be extended. Now this has hopped here. This is a newest radar loop coming into, so we're still seeing this approaching 146. I'm going to zoom into some of these neighborhoods just to the south. Avenue J, Avenue Q, Avenue R, Bowerman Road. You want to head to your safe place if you're not already there. You're likely seeing the worst of that circulation right now across Avenue L, Avenue N, Avenue Q, and Bowerman Road. San Leon Drive also likely experiencing some very gusty winds at this point in time as we continue to monitor that circulation. And then also looking back just to the south of 146, there is Storm Road, Gum Drive. Also want to continue to stay in your safe spots. So a bigger view here. Bigger view here as we take a look at your storm winds. So Brittany just changed the labeling on this. It still shows you that red and green, but towards the radar, it is showing you our circulation towards the radar and then away from the radar. And so that is what those storm winds help us identify if there's any coupling or circulation going on. And we'd see that touching there. So going back into those communities for you. We're looking at, once again, Bay Cliff 146. Try to pick back up on some of those avenues. Clifton Beach will likely be impacted here this afternoon. Avenue J, Avenue Q, Avenue R, Bowerman. Taking you back to your regular reflectivity briefly. Zooming on out. Everyone experiencing at this time a lot of heavy rain. And sometimes that rain, because I can't see a strong notch within this, and it looks like they issued another. Brittany, am I right on that? Is that a new?
Are you looking at so the confirmed tornado warning, the one down to the south? Well, let me show you this too. Even that 45 Gulf Freeway traffic camera kind of sets up the tone. It's in the corner of your screen. You can see it right there. That there's traffic on those cameras, but we're seeing that rain, those gustier conditions. Earlier, we saw people in this area near 45. They were pulled over on the side of the road. So it just kind of shows you the tone that we're dealing with. As Dodgy was just showing you, that 45 corridor with that tornado warning, and it looks like we now have two inside that same box, or it's been extended till 2 o'clock, and that time has been extended, that time and space and the intensity. As we zoom into this box that we're concerned about, we're at 175 lightning strikes. So 45 looks, I'm looking in the corner like you're seeing it right there. It looks like an area I would want to avoid. Again, we saw people on the side of the road. We've seen those gustier conditions. It only takes just a little bit of rain plus gustier conditions, and you're going to flood out your car. Not to mention we've had reports in the Katy area of overturned cars, and then really it's going to be the Porter area of our primary concern. Just looking at behind the scenes at all the weather boards, just talking about the Porter being just devastated by the mobile home area. from an earlier tornado. That, and we're going to continue to watch traffic cameras 45, just right here, this area, just being on the lookout for a tornado. So 45, you're looking at it right here, Gulf Freeway. This is near Holland North. You can see that rain. Earlier, we noticed cars sitting on the freeway. We had heavier rain, gustier conditions. It was really a dangerous situation. And what we continue to watch and track really is just going to be this box right here, League City 45, all the way down south into League City. You can see into Santa Fe, that heavier rain coming down, the lightning strikes. In this box, we're looking at about almost 165. So it's that intensity that we're waiting to go down. And I think they're going to extend that because look just to the east of that, all that rain coming and the lightning coming down east of where the tornado warning is right now as we speak. And big picture, again, just for context, when we went on air around 10:30 with the first tornado warning, which it's already expired now, we were looking at about 300 lightning strikes. Take a look at your screen as the storm slowly starts to move north outside of our viewing area. We're looking at more than 1,000 lightning strikes. So what that tells me is that intensity is building, especially to the north. But with that being said, we are watching 45 corridor. The chats behind the scenes are checking 45 to make sure to see if there are reports of wind damage happening now. Maybe the reports of a tornado. That's what we're working on behind the scenes to find footage of. That's what the storm spotters are doing. I'm just telling you their speak because I believe in being transparent, because we're telling you as soon as we see it, and that's what they're looking for. And that 45 is not confirmed. It's just things that we're looking for in terms of storm damage. That's why you're looking at your screen. So that 45 corridor where we had that tornado warning expected to expire. Again, this is that 2 o'clock. So hopefully that will expire in 7 minutes. However, that intensity looks to be building just to the northeast. So it'll be interesting to see if that expires. Outside of that, which is our primary concern, I think the secondary one is going to be right here, a thunderstorm warning. Again, this is slowly moving from Columbus into Sealy. And we've watched that the past 30 minutes. And that thunderstorm warning, again, expected to expire at 2. And you can see it's slowly moving into a different area. The lightning, we're at about 28 lightning strikes, so not as intense as down south, but it definitely, we're seeing pour downs, gustier conditions. This is going to be near, as we look at it, Kruger Road. So Kruger Road Heritage Trail.
Hey, Brittany,
yes,
of
course.
Back onto that cell, back to the south and west there. And I think everyone, me and Brittany are going back and forth here, trying to get read emails from you. There have been reports. One of our viewers sent in a lot of damage out to portions of Alvin, and that's coming from the same system that is now pushing across Bayshore Drive. If you're in this community, this is not a good situation by any means. Once again, I'm sorry to use words like that, but I just want you to take it really seriously that everyone that we've been saying safe space, that you've been in that safe place. This continues to come across Bayshore Drive, now pushing into the bay here. So this is could get real nasty. Once again, I mentioned this is not the time to try to go save your boat or any aquatic property that you might have. It's just not the time. We're seeing that rotation very, very strong there along Bayshore Drive. And it has come, once again, as we look here at its pass out of Dickinson across 146 to give you some bearings, and continues to move out of this community. Might be seeing some very nasty winds right now across East Bayshore Drive, just north of H Street. Cliff Drive is seeing some of that worse right now as that continues to push out to the bay. Port Street, Avenue A, and East Bayshore Drive parallel to there, also still experiencing some high winds. 22nd Street, you are also noticing some very dangerous conditions at this point. Park Drive, as well as in the East Bayshore Drive, still looking at that rotation as it tries to push its way out towards the shore. Now, I mentioned earlier Clifton Beach, you're noticing some strong winds as we still have that wraparound associated with that tornado that continues to move to the north and east. We once again know that this has created damage all the way from Brazoria County, pushing through portions of Galveston County. And this just tells me that it's still looking pretty aggressive aggressive out there at this moment. I bet on this next loop that this will show this more out towards the water. But in the meantime, this is probably touching some homes or properties or businesses that are right on West and Bayshore Drive, leading into Park Road, Cliff Drive, Avenue A. Yes, I'm repeating these names just in case you miss it. So close to, once again, Bayshore Drive, right as you go. And there we got that new radar loop that pushes out into the bay. That rotation has pushed out into the bay. We're going to see if that water interaction will help it die down any bit. But once again, this is not the time to go check if you live right along Bayshore to go outside. I would still hold on tight, and we still have some high reflectivity here in terms of those winds, especially on the west side, out towards Clifton Beach. Near just to the north of Bay Cliff there, as you get onto West Bayshore Drive, they're still showing some high winds off of that water. So for safety, because there could be some debris flying around, you want to give it some time before you go check that out. San Leon, once again, you might be able to see that storm from where you are. I might be experiencing some rough winds, but this is just still showing me that bright green, that there's still some very strong winds out there as that tornado, which now is probably classified as a water spout as it makes its way into the bay, continues to press its way to the north and east. And we have Bill Barajas joining us this afternoon. Bill, what are we getting into the newsroom in terms of maybe damage, what it looks like after some of these cells have come across communities?
Yeah, so we want to go right now to our TJ Parker. He's in Northwest Katy, in a neighborhood there off of Noel Lane and Beckendorf Road. And TJ, we understand there is a lot of damage there.
Bill, that is correct. As you had mentioned, we're just northwest of Katy in northwest Harris County, Waller County, just that line right there. And we had gotten reports of damage in this community off of Noel and Beckendorf. That is, yes, you're right here. And we're joined right now with Brian Cantrell. He's the emergency management coordinator with Waller County. We met him once we got here. Brian, thanks so much for coming on air with us. Can you just kind of give us a rundown of what you're seeing so far out here and what you're hearing?
Sure, thank you. This is one of our communities in northwest Waller County. Around 11 o'clock, they endured probably 80 mile an hour straight line winds. And what you can see, this is a community, a manufactured home community. You can look around, you can see approximately 20 trailer homes will have sustained moderate and severe damage. At this point, we're very fortunate that we can report that there has been no life-threatening injuries and also no death. I can't tell you how fortunate we are for that. So at this point, we're conducting damage assessments. What that allows us to do is we're trying to calculate the cost and the loss and try to get some of these folks some assistance and help them recover back to some type of normalcy.
Yeah, we see the American Red Cross out here helping. You guys are out here, several other agencies. Looks like even the neighborhood is coming together to help. I mean, it is incredible to see that, so quickly when something like this happens.
I've noticed the same. It's a very resilient community. They're already out cutting down tree limbs, working together, working with us, again, to try to get back to some type of normal. We'll be here now. We'll be here in the future. Hopefully, we'll see some funding that we can pass along back to this community and get it back to the way it was before these winds.
Yeah, Brian, you've been doing this for quite some time. You know storms here in Southeast Texas, and also communities like this with these manufactured homes. I mean, these homes are so fragile. Can you talk a little bit about this and, the importance of whenever you have these storm warnings, when we're on air talking about get to your safe place, how important it is, especially in these type of homes, to do so?
Right, and we totally understand these are vulnerable communities. These homes aren't built to the standard of others, and, we have to pay very good attention to these areas and make sure we're here when these disasters happen and make sure we can provide those resources to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I mean, we're looking around here, guys, and you can see the damage that we have seen since we have been out here. And it's just truly incredible that nobody was seriously hurt or hurt at all in any of this. It's just so sad to hear about at least 20 of those manufactured homes being impacted by this storm.
Exactly. And, we eventually these homes will be replaced. These businesses will get back to doing business, but not having any loss of life is incredible, and we're just so fortunate that that's the case.
With your expertise, Brian, and taking a look at the damage and what we know, what do you think possibly may have came through here? Just like an early estimate, I guess.
So we're working with the National Weather Service to determine if it was an EF1 or maybe an EF2. But right now, I mean, just by looking at the damage and looking at the direction of debris, it probably looks like you had winds at least in the range of 90 miles an hour. But we like to get the professional opinion of the National Weather Service to tell us exactly how of the wind. So yes.
Yeah. If people are watching right now, how can they get in touch? How can they get help if they do need some type of assistance after the storm came through?
Right now, we're grateful for the assistance of the Red Cross. They're out here providing assistance. These folks, I think, right now are well taken care of for now, but we need to continue to be here to help them throughout the future. We also have Texas Division of Emergency Management, which is on the ground. We're thankful for them. They're assisting us with doing the damage assessments, meaning how many homes were damaged, or what's the cost, and what's going to be the cost to replace. And that is very important because that goes into our state damage number, and then eventually it'll go into hopefully a federal damage number that will allow funds to funnel back down to these residents and get assistance.
Yeah, that is so important. Brian, thank you so much. I do appreciate you joining us here. Again, Brian Cantrell, the Emergency Management Coordinator with Waller County. He has been out here along with several other agencies working to assess the damage here in this community just northwest of Katy, guys. This is, again, Noel Lane off of Beckendorf. Again, you look around, it's just incredible. You see this damage here from whatever may have came through here, and it is just great to hear that nobody was hurt in any of this. But we're going to continue to stay out here, take a look at the damage ourselves, and if we see anything more, guys, we'll let you know. But for now, we'll send it back to you.